Hello everyone. How are we doing? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to the WardiTV Team Liquid Map Contest Tournament 20. Hope we are doing great, feeling good. As we are about to kick off into our first best of 3 of the day. Countdown is on. We are getting ready. Hello. I am here as well. I'm not actually invisible. Boom, there we are. Hello. How we doing? So we're going to kick this off with Bunny versus NICORACT, our very first match today. Some TVT action. We're going to be starting on the grid for some TVT. Today we're hoping to try and get some of those maps played a little bit closer. And so on and so forth. So we'll see how that goes. And hopefully we can get some of the maps played. Like I say, a fairly even amount today ahead of tomorrow's playoffs. In the top left-hand side of the grid, we are going to start off with the red Terran player representing... Is he still on Falcons? I think he might be. Bunny in the top left-hand side. I'm actually a little bit disconnected with players and their teams right now with all the chaos that's going on. As in the top right, our blue Terran is NICORACT. There is Bunny still on Falcons. Let me do some fact-checking for myself here. Kind of a awkward one, isn't it? Yeah, he's on Falcons. Isn't he correct on a team? He was on Plat Heroes for a long time. Plat Heroes ceased to exist. Did Plat Heroes not shut down? I thought Platinum Heroes shut down, but apparently they're still on Platinum Heroes. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I've been getting myself. I've not paid attention to the team scene for a while. My bad. That's on me. As we get ourselves ready to go for some Terran versus Terran. Starting us off today. I'm excited to see what our plan may be as we figure out what's up, what's happening, and we get underway. First map of the day. Like I say, the grid to start us off. Yeah, the nice thing about the first series is that at the very least we're guaranteed to see some of the maps that are lesser seen, because we're just at the point where there's no way we can't see some of the lesser seen maps. We're going to try and force these maps into a lot of matches today, but obviously we still want to give the players some veto options. If maps are not played a high amount, we will force them game 1 of a round of 8 or a round of 4, so etc if necessary. So that is an idea. SCV gonna patrol back and forth. Two Reapers just gonna begin to move out. We are gonna be seeing the Reaper and the Marine pulling back over towards the natural Marine, ready to jump into that bunker as well. As the Reaper holds out, factory is about to complete. And the Hellion of Bunny going to be on its way as a couple of Reapers from NICORACT try and press their way in. We had a Hellion on as well. Starport coming up, the CC coming online. Grenade goes down, and again the Reaper Hellion will actually trying to be aggressive up here. A moment late from getting in before the Hellion pops. The grenade might have been good to actually save that Reaper had it not been for the Hellion kind of actually blocked the way a little bit. All good Reaper spot with the narrow entrance and exit from it, actually. Like I say, if you've got other units there with your Reapers, that's potential for interference, so a little interesting note. Like what NICORACT's got so far here, definitely potential to do some damage, but maybe now running past a bunker, trying to head into Marines up a ramp is not ideal. He's going to start backing away from this and just be happy with what he's been able to get so far. Trade outs are fairly even. Reaper and two Reapers and a Hellion for a Reaper, 2 Marines and an SCV. It's early game units as well, right? So these units do not typically last long. They do not scale well into a later stage of the game. As that's also definitely a factor as that Cyclone pops out of the factory. And that Reaper Hellion will go retreating back home. If you missed what was cool about this map, it's got 5 layers, and all the layers go down a further layer. So each tier of terrain is actually always going down. So this is a high ground, this is a high ground, this is a high ground to here, and this is a high ground to the very bottom side of the map as well. It'll be interesting if we ever see some late games on this map, because it means that attacking up and down between bases should be always difficult. But attacking left or right kind of into your opponent should always be done on kind of flat ground as well, so kind of intriguing. Just gonna drop in, and unfortunately for NICORACT, he loses the medevac quickly, which gives Bunny a little bit of an edge. A good cleanup there, not being able to micro away with the medevac once it goes down is unfortunate. As we are going to be seeing a couple of Marines, just going to get bopped around a little bit too. These few Marines are going to sit on fighting there. The Reaper goes down, and this Marine pulls a little further away right now, pulling back over to that right-hand side. Marines tank, the Raven. Continue to gather, a couple more Marines coming across once more here, so just going to step over for a couple of moments. And yeah, this Cyclone of Bunny continue to move around, just keeping an eye on any harassment or anything that might be flying in from over here, but he's done a great job of clearing up so far, so he's definitely putting himself in a great position. Shouldn't be too many issues or anything. Get a little salvage going there as well. Making our way straight across. The map for the moment. We actually head ourselves over to this right-hand side. Just going straight on through. A couple of tank shots going to fly away. A couple of hits coming out. Marines and a Raven or two will set up as well. We're actually going to lose a Raven very quickly. The Marines continue to fight. The auto turret's going down. Siege tanks do get siege. What can they do? A few of those Marines keep on dropping. NICORACT is losing a lot. Bunny with the power to push on forwards here, and that is going to be good for NICORACT. Obviously, no ramp up into the natural anything once you're attacking from left to right means that it's very difficult for NICORACT to find a defensive position. I think a tank here might have been interesting, but you run the risk of still this bottom side being empty and your opponent could just siege up here. I don't think the tank would reach that far. Yeah, it'd be about here. I'm just thinking about ways to set up. I mean, it's tough because obviously he lost some units early on as well, which put him behind from the very get-go. As he scans up in the main base, tries to get an idea of what his opponent's on, but there is a second starport in the natural, so the air control is huge. And it makes this a very committed push from Bunny, because you're playing double starport, you're going to be much later to stim and so on. That's why I think NICORACT scans into the main. He's trying to get a bit of a read, like, where actually are we at? Has to land his Vikings currently, protect them from the opposing Vikings. Does he have enough defense here? Probably not, because the Lib shows up. That's going to begin to push siege tanks back, as you have to respect that Liberator and pull tanks back. You're going to give up space, and then your opponent's going to siege your natural command center, and that's going to become very difficult, as, yeah, that's just going to be a continuous thing. We're going to pull the SCVs. There's not really much choice. You have to go before stim as well, which is really a shame, because at least with stim, there's an advantage there for NICORACT. Having to go pre-stim is really just a little bit brutal, and that is going to be the first game. Go in the way of Bunny, as he takes the grid down for himself on that one. Alright, so we will get ourselves into game 2 here, which is going to be on Last Fantasy. Get this set up. Last Fantasy is a 3-player map. Gets brought up right now, so let's see what we can do. I do think NICORACT has a lot of potential, especially early game, to be dangerous, push aggressively, see some success. Excited to see what he has in store for us on the 3-player map, see if there's anything kind of special planned here as we get set up. Just counting our casters, we have grown by 1. I believe we now have 9, we had 8. Players are ready. That means we should be able to just more or less go directly into this, and I think we should do it. Let's go. Kick this off. Alright, into Last Fantasy we head, as we have ourselves game number 2 of this best of 3. TLMC 20, brought to you by Monster Energy. Thank you so much, Monster, for making this awesome event and tournament series continue to happen. In the bottom left-hand side, Our red Terran player is going to be Bunny. And he is up again here in this best of 3, taking on the blue Terran. In the top, it is NICORACT. This is a 3-player map, so there's a 3rd player spawn location. Obviously, in typical 1v1, that means there's always going to be an empty space. Let's see if this map... What we've seen of this map is there's definitely been some fast pushes going, and as expansions come up and you expand towards each other a little bit, you can get to the other side very quickly, so... It's coming down, and we'll get settled here to see what our game plan is. Like I said, I'm interested to see if NICORACT has something fun planned. I know he's been playing a lot of customs on these maps. It'll be fun to see what, or if he's come up with anything. He actually brought up one of the it's actually going to be funny. He actually brought up a bug on one of the maps that got fixed yesterday, so he's definitely been playing some of these maps ahead of time and, like I say, test them out and everything. So he comes over and we will just have our Reaper heading down to the bottom side. Factory and the refinery both coming up. Had a bunker on into play. We've seen the Reaper coming through. We're just going to go up against the other Reaper so we chase away the other direction. Reaper heads into the center of the map. Obviously, 2 of them join up together here. And we can just see what our plan will be. And what we're aiming to do is a couple of Reapers just head towards the front of this natural. So they're going to start heading in here. Bunker already in position. Now, all these acceleration zones in the middle of the map. We've not seen too... We had one fight at TVP, I think Spirit Creator, where we had a lot of fighting in amongst the acceleration zones, which was pretty fun. Those Reapers and Hellions do just join together, so we'll see if NICORACT can find anything attacking in. But with the bunker up, it feels unlikely. We could obviously run past the bunker, which is going to be the call. We lose HP on one Reaper. The SCVs pull away, but now you've got these units just kind of stuck in the back. I guess there is a world where maybe you hop up into the main base, but there's units up there as well. I think this is kind of just try and get out of here with the best possible situation. He's going to park these units behind the mineral line and just sit there for the next few moments now. SCV's going down. And we get our way up that right-hand side. We're going to try and trade a few Marines. So we get 2 SCVs. We get a few Marines for these units. It's not the worst. Interestingly enough, Bunny doesn't actually know where his opponent is yet, so he scouts the upper right, realizes he's not there, so now Bunny will know it's a top left situation, finally knows where his opponent is. So he doesn't really need to know any sooner, so... Defense Matrix is about to finish up. Again, the Ravens on the way. We have the Siege Tank and the Marines on both sides. The SCVs coming up as well. Marines tank and Raven continue to hang around together. A couple more Marines and so continue coming through. You got settled again. Tanks continue to come through for a moment. Just gonna bounce off. We're just gonna move over to the reactor. Bounce gonna drop down onto the tech lab. Just have ourselves the engineering base dropping into the main base too. So a couple of engineering bays setting up. Add the barracks onto that as well. So engineering bays and racks both coming through. CC, SCVs, tanks, etc. Continuing to come about as our marine tank Raven Force gets into the middle here. Ravens in good positions. As you see, obviously the harassment adding up from Bunny getting 8 workers, 9 workers here. So unfortunately, NICORACT getting a little bit of damage taken. 11 SCVs going down. Can he push in on the other side? He's got his Ravens here. There is still 2 Ravens at home as well, though. Oh my god, there's actually 3 Ravens still at home. We get the Matrixes off, but we're going to eat Matrixes in return. We auto turrets, war this up. There's 2 tanks in the back from Bunny. He just has so much significantly more. NICORACT really trying to get in from this side, but he was actually out-Ravened here, and he was out-tanked, and all of this while he was getting it, Raven harassed on the other side still, so... GG. Bunny takes the first match of the day. It's a 2-0. And that will be our first series. Rounded out just like that. Alright, that means unfortunately that third map doesn't get played. Like I say, we'll be trying to sneak a bunch of matches in as we go today. Like I say, hopefully get some progress. We actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 16 maps have been played 3 times. 2 of them have been played 4 times, and the others have been played 2 of them have been played twice, and Torches has only been played once. So we're gonna hop on over to Europe for NICORACT versus Lambo. And get ready to switch up into even more action here. Get this ready to rumble. And keep the games going, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you being here. We get ready for our second best of 3. Alrighty, map pool is set. Cool. And then we'll give NICORACT a few different maps to pick from Hero as well, so that we can just give him some choice and some variety too. Don't want him to have to play only the same 5 maps as well. Just trying to do all our things to mix it up and keep it good and all that kind of stuff. Alright, just waiting for videos then, guys. How is everyone doing today? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for, hopping in and hanging out as we enjoy some action. Do 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 do. Bum 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 ba dum 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 dum. Yeah, some videos. We'll get this underway, guys. We'll get this set to roll out. Again, thanks for being here. Appreciate you all tuning in. And join us for some TLMC action. I don't really have much bonus stuff to talk about today. Just excited to see some more of these maps and so on. Alright, first map, Vito. God damn it, why? They keep vetoing all the maps that we need to see played. Okay. We'll make it work eventually. It does mean we're going to see some other maps which need to be seen as well. Let's see what the first map pick is. It's Lambo's choice. They're going to pick the one map that's been played more than the other 4 maps in this map pool, aren't they? I can already tell. Yeah. Alright, waiting for Lambo to pick the map. The pros do like their standard layouts. Yep. Yep. I still think it's pretty, it's pretty interesting though, because I feel like there's still never been a TLMC where, like, well, considering we've done 13 of these events, I feel like there's a pretty decent concept of, like, yeah, we're gonna play Sandworm first, the map that's been played the most out of all these maps. Ooh. Yeah, there's a pretty decent thing of, like, usually without forcing any maps, we do end up with each of the maps being played a very similar amount. So there's definitely yeah, there's definitely something to it. Like, it's funny because, like, obviously we limit the videos and stuff, so we kind of force it a little bit. But yeah, I still think it's kind of interesting that we've never really had to truly force maps to be played. Even like Pride of Jaina, that map was terrible, and that map even got played a little bit without being forced. So we're gonna play on Sandworm first, Torches second, which is the map we played the least. So we are at least going to see that map as well, which is brilliant. So we love that. And that's going to be our first 2 maps. We'll talk about the third map if we get there. And yeah. Cool, so that's going to be yeah, we get Torches up to 2 players. That's nice. Perfect. Alrighty, ready, GLHF. Players are ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 casters. We are good to go. Arch of Janus, that's it, not Pride of Jaina. Pride of Jaina. I was thinking of Pride of Altaris, I think. We talked about that map the other day. There's the map I'm thinking of, right? Pride of Altaris. Yeah. We talked about that map the other day. No, I do mean Arch of Janus. That map was, You know what it is as well? That was the first map contest tournament that I hosted as well. And it actually got played 7 times. I don't remember if we, I don't even think we forced it as, like, a first map or anything. Obviously, it got played, like, we had a long series then as well. Yeah. Since then, I was convinced any map is possible to get played. Alright. Into this best of 3, as we start off in the top right-hand side, our red Terran player here is going to be NICORACT. He takes on the blue Zerg Lambo. There were less finalists back then? No, I don't think so. I think we've always had 16 finalists. I think there's always been 16 finalists, because we used to do the 15 maps. We used to do the best of 15 all maps played finals. And there used to be one map out of the maps that wouldn't get played. So we used to do an AI versus AI match on the one map not played. And hyped it up. There's the Rex and the gas both coming through. A couple of drones being brought up. Some of the AI versus AI matches were nuts. I remember we did one on Blackpink, because Blackpink was the map not played, and it was simply because Blackpink was already seen as a very good map at that point, and it had actually been played the most, and I think Avex had also the most maps in the finals, so like, of all the maps to like, you know, not have played in the grand final, that just made sense. And then we had an epic AI versus AI match on Blackpink afterwards. That must have been the first TLMC, because I'm pretty sure we then were like, what happens if you put AI versus AI on Arch of Janus? And I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And the the answer very simply was that the AI did not deal with Arch of Janus very well at all. Because there was air blockers and a mineral wall out to the rest of the map, and the AI was just trying to go do things and stuff was getting stuck. Oh, that was a wild time. However many years ago that was, 2017 or so. AI doesn't understand air blockers. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, to be fair. Air blockers are not something which I guess was really there originally when they trained the AI or made it or whatever. Pro players don't either. Yeah, pro players also get stuck on this stuff all the time. Okay, we're just going to come in and looking for a drone as we begin to harass it up a little bit. We're just going to be there. Reaper getting pushed away. A couple of links still coming over. Grenade goes down, picking off a queen. That creep. So Reaper just having a little bit of a scoot. Just trying to figure out what's going on. Just keeping an eye on things early. So we're going to be seeing the queen getting bopped back by the grenade. Link speed, drones, queen, hatchery all continue to come up here for a few moments. We get that underway as a couple of queens continue to gather together. So yeah, those queens gather up. Maybe continues to go pinging. And again, we got link speed and extra queens continue to come through as well. CC is about to complete on the side of NICORACT. And that queen is just going to push that Reaper back a little bit further. A couple of Hellions still moving back through to the center. The Overlord coming across as well. Queen's just going to get that. Turn the Reaper around. We do get a couple of Marines starting to get underneath that Overlord, so Overlord taking some damage. Taking quite a few hits. Link speed still coming up on the side of Lambo as well, so we bring that straight on through. And yeah, just triple CC from NICORACT, so just going to go straight into big macro play. One of our rare TVZs, there's only 3 Zergs in the tournament, but we'll get 2 TVZs today, because obviously Lambo's in this group with 2 Terrans, so that is very nice. Shout out to Lambo, who did not initially want to play, but then was like, huh, I guess you kind of need Zergs, otherwise you're going to be in trouble. And then came and helped us out to make our 3rd Zerg of the tournament. Queen's just going to be there. Alien's getting buttered around. And you see the creep tumors going down as well, so a couple more creep tumors are getting pinged down. Just going to see a couple of drones are being picked off. Flare, Lings, all coming through. Banshee and Marine and a stim pack upgrade coming up as well. Aliens and the Reaper will just continue to hit this hatchery, so hatchery taking some damage, shots coming through. Hatchery's burn. I always love the burn effect on the hatchery from the Hellions. This is genuinely getting close to a cancel. I mean, these Hellions can't transfuse it, right? So if we just decide to stand here and fight, we're going to get the cancel. And that's what NICORACT wants in the end. As soon as he gets it, he's like, cool, I'm up and out of here. No reason for me to necessarily stick around beyond that. So pulls it back. A couple of queens coming through. They throw an inject down as, again, a stopwatch is coming over with some reactors. The Banshees making their way around that left-hand side. And Hellions gather. The Queen's is going to come up, drop some creep teamers down. A Hatcher on the left side going to get placed as well. Hellions pull back into the center. Just going to be seeing our melee upgrades coming through. The Baneling speed coming about. One-on upgrades and the combat shield coming through as well. As we get rid of a few more creep teamers here. Will knock the hatchery down. Obviously, as upgrades finish, NICORACT gets a good push coming across this far left-hand side. The 1-1, the combat shield all continuing through. Got our Hellions starting to roast up some Queens. A couple of these creep teamers begin to drop off as well. We do stem up forward and Overlord goes down. The Hellions poking and firing it up as well. We're not going to be having ourselves the Ling Bane. Establishing here for a moment. Just going to be seeing the Banshees trying to come through. Queen taking some damage. Here we go from two sides for the wraparound. NICORACT has to pick up and get the hell out of here. That's a great wraparound here from Lambo. Was NICORACT showing the power of kind of, I mean, this left side attack is kind of interesting because it's an avenue where it's not easily surroundable, but Lambo comes up around, comes around the top, and does get the surround. So he is able to set the surround up in what feels like a difficult to surround position. I like that NICORACT was attacking that. I actually think it was the right direction to attack from. Lambo was just a step ahead and had so many units available too. Able to push that back and chase that away. He's coming across, CC setting up. He's going to be firing hatchery. It does get cancelled. NICORACT is doing a good job of cancelling hatches in this game, if nothing else. We'll get that. Just going to go knock down these rocks. So again, we open up a little bit of space into the center. Ling's Bane's coming about. Marines coming over that left-hand side. A couple of tank shots going to be firing. The Lings taking some shots as well, running through. Bio's just going to stim up. The tank goes down. The rest of these Lings get chased away. Sense Tower falls as well. A few Marines in the center. Also going to be fighting. A couple of other Marines are going to be showing up. These Marines get here. Spore Crawler goes down. A couple of drones getting knocked in this hatchery. Is going to go and go full. At the same time, we're going to get a fourth base of the Terran. It's going to cost Lambo a lot of units. The Banelings here are going down before they can reach the bio, so Lambo is going to drop a little bit of supply in that regard, and NICORACT's going to come swinging down the bottom right side. So a base for a base. Lambo is now a 4-base versus, well, going up to, I mean, he's re-expanding. Actually has a 5th up, a 6th up. They're just not mining yet. Instantly, the Terran has to rebuild the 4th on location. That is a slow-going process. Definitely not ideal. As we do have a few Marines. Let's stem up again. Gonna see a creep team going down. Lings and Banes continuing to move about for a few moments. Well, Medevac goes down as well. Nice catch from Lambo, who's going to come in with this army. Looking to wrap around the bio, looking to wrap around these couple of siege tanks. Units will be dropping. And we're going to get some pretty good progress already. The SCVs pull back across toward the 3rd base. It's going to be a cleanup in the end for NICORACT, but I like it from Lambo. Got rid of some tanks as well to get rid of some of the units that may be more of a problem a bit further down the line. Bio comes back around the right. Continue to move down to that bottom right side. I mean, this game sells for a few moments, especially as we just take a sec to rebuild bases. But that really benefits Lambo, getting those extra bases up, back on track. I feel like that does so much for him here. See how Bio going to be firing. A few Banes going to be coming across as well, and obviously NICORACT setting up down to this bottom side, so wants to attack in around this angle. Just going to be having a couple of Queens are going to drop. The Hellbats up in the front. Here we go with the Ling Bane coming around from two different sides. Siege Tank's going to still try and fire up. The Bio can go back into those medevacs. Parasitic bombs coming down once more. One of them hits a full medevac. We might want to start unloading. I'm not sure if it had enough HP to begin with. It's not. It doesn't in fact die, but we got the full unload. Obviously, this map has some of those little blockers you see on the ramps. That means that only very skinny units can move through them, so it does affect how you can move around the map. A lot of movement in the middle of the map is really kind of denied, because you don't want kind of bigger units kind of running through the middle. And even the Zerg doesn't really want to run through those chokes and let his units kind of be split up, and so a few Balins get caught in the Lambo counterattack here. It's going to find a CC kill, which is nice. Depots all do raise, and that's about all we're going to get. No SCVs go down, so just that CC kill. You have other CCs starting to come up, but NICORACT would like to have like 2 or 3 more CCs right now. Some to morph into bonus orbitals, some to be able to obviously just take as a, you know, an extra planetary here or there, or just replace bases as they go down. That would be really nice if you could just replace them as you go. It's definitely one of the factors. Knock down these rocks, they block the gold mining, so you can put your CC there before you kill the rocks. So a Zerg could put a hatch there, or Prost could put a Nexus there without killing the rocks, and then you can kill the rocks later to allow the mining to be accessible. That's a cool little way of doing that instead of just blocking the base completely with rocks. I like it. It's a way of, like I say, not punishing some of the races. It gives you a chance to, like I say, put your base in location early on if you want to. Bio there, picks away at a couple of wings. And Bane Ultra going to come moving up. As you see, big attack from Lambo spread across this base. The planetary fortress is there. Oh, I don't know if do we have the power to get that planetary? Actually, looks like we do. None of the SCVs get to repair it. Man, NICORACT's supply just absolutely died. As we actually... Oh, I thought we were going to save the planetary in the end, but I don't think it's going to matter. He has no army left. What happened? He got absolutely crushed in this fight as Lambo took a marvelous engagement in. I mean, this planetary does live, but the gold base denied. Again, a lot of the SCVs going down 26. A lot of units going down 2. Resources lost, not even that bad for Lambo. Only not even a 4,000 resource loss difference. Just a very good, convincing fight in from Lambo, and suddenly this game looks cleaned up for him as he remaxes already and should be good to pull the trigger to go in the next few moments. Extra Banes come morphing, the few Zerglings and the Ultra still gathering around. Queens will come through, knock down some creep teamers. Here we go with Ling Bane coming in, and Ultras on either side as well. He's going to come straight forward. Ling's going to run forward too. CC's in the planetary fortress, taking some shots. Bio goes trying to hold their own right now. The rest of these Banes trying to get through the gap. And they do get some good connections when they get there. Obviously, the Ghosts are nice. The problem is you're just losing another base on the right side, and this is just going to be a continued issue. Docked down to 3 bases is not a playable position. This is not somewhere you can really play out of or play forward from. Post and Bio back in the center. The Link is going to get taken down again. GG's called. That's going to be Lambo taking the first game on Sandworm. Pretty good game, actually. It felt like Lambo really had to work his way into some good positions on that one. So we head into Torches for map number 2. I'm just going to sneak some ads in, guys, just because DVZ obviously can go kind of long, so I'd just rather be safe than sorry, rather put some ads over the start of the game than during an important moment. If it does turn out to be a short game, it just means you can skip some ads later on instead, so there's always an upside. Playing it safe. Alright, just going to wait 30 seconds, we're going to start. The players are ready, they will stay ready. We can go, go, go. Oh, Hummy255, thank you so much for the 26-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. How you doing? Thank you so much for being our first resub of the day, I think. I think so. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much. Alright, let's do this. Jump into NICORACT vs Lambo. Game number 2. We are going into Torches. This is the least played map of the tournament so far. It's only been played once. We saw it on day 1 in Max Packs versus Rogue. It was a fun game. It's a bit of an odd layout, which I think is the concern. I can understand why NICORACT keeps trying to pick it, because it does look pretty fun for pushing around as a Terran. And Lambo has a bug, so we're just going to regame quickly, guys. So we'll come right back to me. Get this sorted out. Let's try this again. Let's see if he gets a book this time. Hope we are good. Give it a second to say. We are good. Perfect. Alright. Let's kick off into game number 2 here. In the bottom right-hand corner of Torches, our blue Zerg player is Lambo. On the top right, our red Terran is NICORACT. So Lambo gets a 1-0 lead here in this best of 3. Excited to see if NICORACT can fight back. I think NICORACT, like I say, put up a good fight. I mean, I do look at this map and I think, you know what? This map to me sort of says big Terran pushes, big positions we could take. We'll see what we can do with the game as we get settled down over the first few minutes. Yeah, fun first game. Intrigued to see what kind of stuff we get going in a round 2 here. So there's some rocks that die over time. That opens up a little bit more down that right side. There's a contested gold base. I think a Terran here would like to mine the minerals here and then gain access to this side of the map and then potentially threaten taking this gold and kind of playing around there. I don't know, like to me that's kind of what we maybe aim for. It's an interesting map and it's definitely one which will probably... It's hard to imagine this map ends up like well balanced for all matchups, but it's fun in its layout, and there's I guess a reason that this map is also so so kind of heavily vetoed so far and does not get picked a lot, just because it is a little bit weird, it is a little bit strange, and people are probably afraid of like, oh, can I figure this out well enough? I think those are some fair questions. Hatchery comes down onto the third base. Tractor coming, a couple of drones are going to be coming about. Tripper hops up, the Queen's going to be there straight away. He's just going to push that back the other side. We've seen the Queen going to be there. Reaper goes down. We've seen the Road Drone coming into the front. And Reaper continues to gather. Road Drone going to be there. Overlords, drones, Queen, all continuing through for the moment. Our CC and our barracks coming online as well. Roach is about to finish up. The Evolution Chamber is on the way. Again, our drone roaches continue to come about as well. It's just getting settled here for a couple of moments. Yeah, Roach is popping out, obviously. It's a little bit tough to do too much early. We expand through the bottom from Lambo. No surprise there, like I say. If anyone expands downwards on the map or upwards, it would be the Terran player. Lambo wants to probably just expand right along the bottom. I wonder if that's why the bases are laid out like this, so that players that don't want to shorten the map really do not have to shorten the map at all. Like, it's very rare to see 4 bases that line up in such a perfect line, because basically it means that the map doesn't get any shorter at any point. Usually taking a third, taking a fourth base makes the bases get closer together. That's just not true at all if you expand through the bottom left here for Lambo. So I wonder if that makes up for a little bit of just how aggressively forward NICORACT is likely to expand on this map, and I wonder if that is enough to kind of balance out. It's a very interesting concept. Let's get through for 7 drones early, which is a nice start. Enjoy that as a couple of Hellions get chased away. Roaches coming up that right-hand side. Marines, SCVs, Engineering Bay all continue to come up. 1-1 upgrades continue through as well. Just for the moment. So again, getting set up nicely, getting into a good place. Take a few moments right now as we GCI Marine's going to unload on towards this Overlord. It's going to come straight through right there as well. Overlord is going to go down. This Roach is just gathering in the main. Again, we get the 1-1 missiles coming through, the Roach speed coming up. Overlord still in production as all of our upgrades continue in. The combat shield build and a siege tank coming in. Oh, Knight is from Lambo, so he's going to get very aggressive on this game number 2. Don't hate it, because like I said, I do think in general this is a map that becomes difficult. I actually don't know if it becomes difficult for Zerg, because honestly, looking at this base here, and considering that the push to the 4th is going to be like this, like there's no good push to the 4th base. Because the direct route as well also goes through kind of like this gold, so you're actually coming all the way around here. Like, there's actually not a great... It's actually kind of fascinating. Huh. Actually, it's kind of... I really felt like this is going to be a very Terran map, but the more I look at it, the less I'm actually convinced that that's necessarily the case in the TVZ. It's actually a little bit more complicated than what I first thought, as Lambo's a little bit too soon pulling the trigger here on these roaches. Second into that first 10, there's a lot of Marines here as well. He's got 12 more roaches coming up. The problem is he's obviously setting up Nidus plays as well. He's just going to lose so much of the Roach Ravager at the front already. He actually did a good job of not engaging in the tank range for a long time. I mean, how much is in the Nidus? There's going to be a lot of units here, and that's where NICORACT should struggle. He doesn't have a lot of army supply, and so much of it is centered in the center of the... is focused in the center of the map right now. Yeah, okay, there was a metric F-ton of roaches in this freaking Nidus network. So now there's a full roach army in the main, and that's an issue. Already seen barracks in some trouble. Tank trying to respond back. Going to set up another Nidus. Is that just out the front? Yeah, so we can relocate the attack toward the middle of the map again if we want to. I love the creep teamers we got going down. We're going to down a couple of barracks here. There is going to be an upgraded finishing up from NICORACT, so you will tie up 1-1 to 1-1. A little bit of the Roach Rabbit here, just going to cross and foul down the siege tank, and the SCV is going to be in trouble on that forward base as Lambo is going to be bringing even more units through this Nidus, so he's just happy to fight in this main. I mean, to be fair, this siege tank is completely out of reach, so there's no splash damage onto these roaches. It's going to make it very difficult. 46 SCVs have died already. GG, says NICORACT. Well executed from Lambo. Actually, really, where the Terran expands to as well, it felt very difficult for NICORACT to be everywhere he needed to be. He had to be on top of denying this Nidus. And as soon as that didn't happen the first time, as you can see, it came crumbling down very quickly afterwards. So, GG's, and that is going to be Lambo with a 2-0. As we're going to hand it on over to NA for NICORACT versus Hero in our final best of 3 of NICORACT today. Alright, so that's Sandworm and Torches that got played. Sandworm doesn't need to be played again for the moment. So it's these 3 maps, but that one got viewed by NICORACT, so let's just add that map in later. Then let's add in a couple of different ones, shall we? Some of that we haven't seen as much the last day or two. Yeah, let's do that. And we're just going to put antimatter and torches in like every best of 3 until they get played a bit more. and kill switch as well, but kill switch got vetoed a couple of times, so I don't necessarily want to put it in NICORACT's map pool 3 times in a row if he keeps reading it anyway. So cool. Let's get this going. Man in the Moon, thank you so much for the 47-month resub. TLMC, poggers. Amazing, thank you so much. Alright, Antimatter gets vetoed, but Meganatha gets vetoed as well, so we're going to see potentially Torches again. Tokamak is going to be the map. Okay, Tokamak coming through. Tokamak, Spirit Crusher, and Torches are the remaining maps. We'll see which one comes in for map number 2 in a second. Spirit Crusher. Of course, as soon as I introduce other maps again, they're just instant picks. All good, it happens. We will still do our best. I just wanted to give a little bit of variety on the choices of NICORACT, because so far he's basically viewed from the same 5 maps 2 games in a row, or 2 series in a row. So trying to mix up a little bit for him. We can throw the same 5 maps that we need to throw in together on the series later. So fingers crossed for game 3. Yes, hopefully. All right, GLHF players are ready. Casters are ready. I'm ready. Are you guys ready? You guys don't get a say, unfortunately. Sorry, Twitch chat. You're just you're important, but you're not important enough to have a say. So that's just the way it goes. So yeah, we're gonna kick this off. Get this up and rolling, guys. Again, thanks for joining us here so far. Appreciate you all dropping by and hanging out with us and enjoying some games. Yeah, we're going to go into Tokamak, so get into Tokamak here. This was one of the lesser played maps until one of the games we had on it yesterday. It was a pretty quick one. So I'm excited to see it again as we have Hero NICORACT. And NICORACT pretty deadly in the TVP. I feel like he likes this matchup. And this map has this middle of the map blue-gold base where the rocks can get knocked down and take out the blue minerals. Super early probe on the map, by the way, from Hero, so that's already a cause for questions. What are we doing? What's happening? What's the plan there, Hero? What is this sneakiness that you are bringing upon us at the start of this game? Just wants to be as annoying as possible, maybe? Like, he's going to show the probes. He's not going to hide anything. He just wants to be here ASAP and be annoying. He just wants to make NICORACT work for it a little bit, apparently. Alright, well. Let's see if he has to be pulled off the line. I mean, you're okay with this as NICORACT because the Protoss has to pull a probe off the line super early to be here this quickly, so there is a sacrifice to Protoss economy to be here this soon, so you feel annoyed that you've got to kind of move, you know, defensively against a probe, but you got to remember, like I said, I mean, this is why I always have to tell myself, it's like, they are also sacrificing economy, and then I grumble on about Protoss being ridiculous. I don't know, why do my SCVs have to stand there and build things? Typical entitled Terran brain. As we do obviously handle this very well, I would say, on the side of NICORACT so far. No overreaction or anything. And I think from Hero as well, this scout is just like, hey, I appreciate that you're kind of a bit of a wonky player. You will do some weirder things, and I respect that your timings and, you know, weirder kind of styles can actually be a little bit dangerous. I think it's almost a little bit of a sign of respect of Hero, where he's like, I'm not going to underestimate you. I'm going to be afraid of the things that you can maybe come in prepared with to kind of take me down. And I'm just going to try and have as much scouting as possible early to limit what you could potentially surprise me with as the game goes on. Which obviously makes a lot of sense, so yeah. I like it. I like it a lot, in fact. Probe coming over. I'm just going to get set over there, make some moves. It's just pulling back over to the side. We've been following this probe all game. That really has been the exciting part of this so far, is the Adept is going to come out onto the map instead. Just going to get that underway. Bring this straight across. And away we'll be going. Bunker going to be there and actually going to be able to get some shots off, pushing the probe away, so we had to get rid of the probe. The Adept is still going to be a little bit of a problem for a few moments, however, so that may be an issue momentarily. Let's just have the Reaper nearby. Is going to get back onto the Adept, and it's going to go ping-ponging around. So again, trying to be as annoying as we possibly can be for these early stages of the game. So Adept's going to come back in once again. It's just going to come straight over here. And here we're just going to try and keep on picking up information, and again, keep on trying to be a little bit of a frustration through the early stages. as best as we can. We've seen our observer still continuing up, so we bring that straight through. And continue to settle down here for a few moments. Medevac comes twisting about. As you see, our Stalker's going to actually try and get a good shot on it. We actually do not fire on it a second time. We could have maybe stopped a little bit more of an unload there. The Hellions get into the natural, though, and that is potential for some damage. So if this gets some damage at least, we are talking 5, 6 workers going down. We're going to get to 8. Yeah, this is not bad. 8 workers is okay. I mean, we do obviously lose pretty much everything in the process, but we actually get some damage done. I'm okay with it. Obviously, the question mark is how well do we defend? Hero already has a 2-base Robo-Bay coming up. Stalker's coming across the map to apply some pressure here in the next few moments as well already too, so they're coming straight across the other side. As the Stalkers get ready to hop up into the main. And obviously they have Blink, just 4. Just going to look for some SCV kills. We're going to undo some of the damage that has just been dealt in the past few moments. And that is going to be our goal here for the next few moments as we continue with the Stalkers. Just going to come straight on through. Again, trying to see what else we are able to get done. Couple Stalkers firing, the SCV's taking some damage. It's actually turned into a lot of damage, right? I mean, 6 SCVs going down so far, definitely a sizable number. The Stalkers back into the main base. Gonna come back over there again for a few moments. We'll continue this committed attack right now as the Prism recalls. 10 SCVs go down. And as the Colossus continues to build on the Robo facility, so we come on through with this. A couple of Adepts got warped in. The Colossus popping out, the Raven pulling down the side. Charge building on the Twilight Council as well. Add a couple more gates into play. The Prism comes moving up with the Adepts. Again, extended thermal lens, charge building. A couple of gates and batteries all coming around. As the Prism heads down. To see where we're going. And the Raven hangs about. Stimpack Combat Shield and +1. We'll continue through. We had a bit more Marine Marauder in there as well. Continue to get that on the go. And Debs are going to come shading one more time. Still move about. Auto turret gets into the back, and we are going to have ourselves the Disruptor +1 and Charge all continuing to come through again. So again, trying to see what else we can get going for ourselves here. A little bit more pressure still being applied, very much so at the moment. Continue across as Disruptor trying to find some connections just from afar. Here, just trying to be a little bit cheeky here and again get a little bit of a jump on his opponent if at all possible. It's just trying to find again much value as we possibly can there. See if there's some wild connections we can find quickly. Answer is honestly not really. We did deal with it pretty well. Good force fields. Going to keep this army kind of at bay for a little bit. As the tanks do get set up, obviously this fourth base in a little bit of trouble. The Colossus do have that range they were invested into super early in the game. That's why you have Disruptors and Colossus already. Stealth trying to counterattack at the same time. Because though his NICORACT is very committed to this 2-base push, he just doesn't quite have the supply to be as deadly as I imagine he really wants to be here. I think this one is fizzling away from him. And Hero is looking to take a game 1 advantage in this best of 3. So let's continue across. The Colossus, the Sentries, the Stalkers warping in. This army of Hero gets ready to smash into just more and more army of NICORACT. I don't think there's going to be much slowing down here. I don't think there's going to be much stopping of this going on. I think we're very much so in a... heading in a single direction right now, basically. I was going to turn around for a second, which is fun, but never going to be enough, apparently, as you can see. And that will be that. So, we are going to get ourselves GG called right there. And Hero is going to get himself the first game of this best of 3 series. The Hero gets off to a 1-0 start. And we're going to go into our second map, which will be Spirit Crusher. So let's get that hosted up, as things are not looking great for NICORACT today. NICORACT very nearly qualified. There's a reason we invited him. He very nearly qualified. He was a map up against Skillus in the qualifiers, in the qualifying match. Absolutely has the potential to be competitive. It's just, it is a very difficult group. Like, he's the underdog in this group. And being the underdog doesn't mean you're always going to take a map. You know, even if you are impressive, even if you've been playing well lately, being an underdog is always going to be difficult. Especially in a game as as the StarCraft 2, where favorites really are as heavily favored as they usually are. It's definitely a factor. Spirit Crusher coming up for game number 2. I'm going to get this one straight underway and see what will happen. Alright, alright. Let's go into Spirit Crusher then. Let's do this. As we get underway. In the top right-hand side, our blue Terran player here is NICORACT. And he is down a game. Let's see if he can give us some flourish in the final game of his today. If he doesn't win this, he will be out and done. In the bottom left, our right pros player is Hero. Sunlight's coming down, Gabriel coming up, a couple of refineries coming through. I see the excitement right now in the probe across the map. It's just wandering around the main base of NICORACT, so we follow this for a couple of moments here. See what is happening. See, bring that probe around. Just chasing a little bit there, the probe coming back through and gets settled in. Take a few moments. It's just how the Adept is on the way up as well. So just bringing that straight into play for the moment here. Getting that ready to roll. As the factory comes up, battery coming through, Nexus coming online. Reaper comes back and across again for some information gathering. Let's see if NICORACT can get anything with this Reaper. Tries to put some pressure on these next few moments. Adept will move around again. Nexus and the battery coming up as well. Here we gets rid of one probe already. Just going to be seeing the extra Reapers and the Hellions still on the way, so NICORACT would really love to get in here and do some more damage. Spirit Crusher map we've seen a few times. To talk about the map for a moment, it's been... Yeah, I think this one's just been giving us some pretty just standard games. I don't think there's been anything overly standout / super crazy to talk about here. I think the rocks in the middle, we've had so many maps with interesting rocks that you see rocks in this map, like the rocks, and they're also kind of just sort of like, you know, they're a thing. That map just has honestly a very standard layout that maybe gets quite interesting, I think, towards the center of the map, which is something that we'd love to see more of, obviously. See if we can get some later games to see more of that as well, but yeah, that is very much so where I kind of stand in Spirit Crusher. Cool, good. I think this is going to be one of those maps which I feel like when I come to do like my own votes, my own ranking of these maps, I feel like Spirit Crusher is not going to be in the bottom half of the maps, but I feel like it's going to struggle to stand out enough for me to be like, yeah, I really want to put that map up at the top, you know? Which is not necessarily a slight to the map, because the map is not trying to be something that's, you know, not the best maps ever are not necessarily super memorable outside the fact that we play them a crap ton. So in this aspect, the most standard maps don't really stand out because you don't memorize them because you don't play them a crap ton because we're playing them over the course of like 5 days. So it's definitely an interesting little idea. How, like, I feel like to do well in the TLMC, like having something that's like a little bit quirky, but not overly quirky is like the sweet point for the map. Anyways, doesn't really matter because my votes don't really count for anything. Again, you guys will be able to vote on these maps, so remember what your favorites are. And you can vote for them starting most likely next week or so, I believe, once the tournament phase is wrapped up. Usually they open the voting pretty quickly afterward. Cyclone and Marines will get there, and they get rid of an Adept. Just take that out over to the side already. Phoenix is going to fly through that. She's going to find some of these Marines. This is a, you know, it's an anti-air squadron, but it's not enough. And the Phoenix is able to get away with a few pickings. In a way, I'm kind of like, well, I'd rather they get rid of the Marines and they get rid of SCVs. Like, you are losing a bit of the army, but a handful of Marines like that is not as noticeable. Like, obviously, earlier in the game, yes, it is, but I feel like we're going to get away from that and feel like, okay, like, the Phoenix got some kills, but it doesn't overall change the trajectory of the game. I don't think there's a fight coming in from NICORACT soon that's going to be missing 3 or 4 Marines. How many Marines died? Like 3 Marines. I don't think there's a fight that's going to be happening where it's like, those 3 Marines made the difference. Like, there's a lot of circumstances where that can be the case. We're just not really living in one of those right now. Phoenix coming about, the Marines in the Cyclone. Tank as well, continue to settle in. Cyclone's going to be there, pushing the Phoenix back the other way. And you know, Phoenix gathering up, just going to be settling them down. Got ourselves stim pack, combat shield, +1 attack. All of that continues in for the moment. Going to be big for the future. Phoenix obviously trying to find some direction here, trying to find a little bit of hope. An opportunity. It's going to be, obviously, you know, with Phoenix, you're always wanting to hold map control. It's one of the things they can do. You may as well take that benefit as best you can. A few Vikings going to shoot back onto the Phoenix as well, so we continue to get going. So I'm just going to continues across the other side so we get settled in. Get ready to move up a little bit. Tanking the siege. Bio is going to get pushed back a little bit. Phoenix coming through. Colossus right there as well. The few Vikings trying to do their thing, but this is a very convincing army from Hero. He is going to shut this down with ease. As those bosses are just doing a little bit too much. The Phoenix as well. NICORACT trying to finally push forward, but Hero in general across this series just playing way too safe for NICORACT to really find any point of success. That is going to be GG's. Unfortunately, NICORACT, it's no map wins today. It happens. I mean, these are not easy opponents. These are not easy players to play against, right? So it is expected that this sort of stuff comes around. Alright, so we will take a moment here. We're going to go Bunny versus Lambo as our next matchup, guys. That'll be coming through in just a few. And we'll get that ready to go. Actually going to be 1 minute. We'll take a quick break. I'll see you guys straight after this. Slow Joe, thank you so much for the 40-month resub. Welcome back, welcome back. Thank you again, Slow Joe, for the 40-month resub. As you get ready for Lambo Bunny. Start up on Last Fantasy. I'm just getting everyone moved around. Give me a second and we'll be off and away. Lost a caster somewhere. I think I just lost Ryoung because there's no... Huh? I feel like I've lost a caster. Oh, Ryoung's gone, okay. Go, GLHF. Hi, being called. As you get ready for some best of 3 TVZ action. 3-player map to start us off, Lost Fantasy. As we get ready for this one, guys. Thanks for joining us again for some TLMC action. Playoffs start tomorrow. We'll have everyone who's obviously made it to the playoffs so far being there, which is Maxpax, Rogue, Clem, Zaun, Cure, and Mana. It'll be fun to see what the matchups are. We'll be drawing those at the end of the stream, setting the bracket up, and say just going from there in general. So that's going to be tomorrow's games, best of 5s, semis, and finals on Sunday. In the bottom left-hand side of Last Fantasy, our blue Terran player here is going to be Bunny. Taking on the red Zerg in the far right side, it is going to be Lambo on our 3-player map. Bunny already played a TVT on this map a little bit earlier on. Let's see how Lambo handles the 3-player aspect of it as we get up and rolling. Like I say, Last Fantasy going to be our battlefield here as we get this underway. Alright, so we get set up and we get underway. And we wait to see how things will develop on through for early minutes here. Lambo showing us a bit of Ling Bane in one of his matchups against NICORACT, showing us some Roaches and some Nidison in the second game. I think it's fair to say Lambo's a very smart player, and always feels as though Lambo really does come in with a very good kind of idea of what you're doing and why certain things work. Which is why I'm always excited to see him play on new maps, because I feel like, in theory, Lambo is one of the cool guys who just kind of looks at the maps and says, okay, actually, I feel like this is good, blah, 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 and ends up having a successful time a lot of the time. So yeah, excited to see what Lambo has for us here as we play Last Fantasy, and obviously plenty of other maps available too, as we continue on by into today's matches. SCV just comes across, is going to sit on top of the third base location, forces the third towards Bunny, which is obviously a very good idea because now Bunny has a base that's basically coming towards him, so it's going to be easier for him to attack into that. So just with that SCV manipulating potentially where Lambo expands to. Let's see if Lambo does anything about that expansion pattern as well. He could also play like an aggressive style off of that third base for faster reinforcements towards his opponent's side of the map, so there are 100% possibilities there. It's a question of how do we try to use them? CC will finish. Again, the Roach Run is building through. The hatchery on the way in as we speak. And yeah, Queen just going to be hanging out the front as well. Got a couple other units on the way as we go. This is going to be a hatchery finishing up just out the front, so again, set up on that triangular base. And like I said, Roaches, not really too surprising, I think, with the way that Lambo expanded in the end. Kind of makes sense to be heading in like this. Like I say, not too surprising at all, as a couple Marines do get an overload, and Lambo hits a supply block. He's only on 25 drones, so he's hoping that these Roaches do a little bit of something to help him out along the way here. Get a little bit of work put in. As we have got the Reaper and Hellions continuing across the other side, so they're going to go themselves. Roach is going to break through, and right now Bunny doesn't have too much defense. 3 SCVs begin to go down. The Hellions obviously can do good damage splashing the Roaches. Roaches kind of going to pick what they want to do, really, as the good grenade actually pops the Roaches up and forces the SCVs to get a better surround. Damage is definitely done, though, right? We're talking about 12 SCVs dropping off right from the very get-go here, so damage being done right from the start. As Roaches continue to chase forward, 14 SCVs currently dropping. Banshee going to come through for a couple final Roach kills. It's good damage done. The question here is going to be, how do we follow up? The thing is, it was not just SCV kills. This was also a lot of SCVs not mining during this. The natural was not mining, the main was not mining. So you're losing so much mining time. We only afford 1 Banshee now. We're going to swap the barracks to a tech lab. There's no money for a second Banshee, which means harassing potential, which is the one thing I was about to talk about for Lambo being important. Making sure you don't get yourself kind of harassed out of this lead is going to be so much easier to control. So that makes his life 10 times easier. There only being 1 Banshee, and hence I really like this for our Zerg player. Because yeah, Banshee coming over. He's going to be stepping through for a couple of moments. You see those few Hellions coming through for a couple of moments. He's just going to set up and move around. Hellions moving about again. The 1-1 missile and carapace upgrades coming through. Add a Roach speed onto that as well. The Queen, the Roaches, the drones continue to come about here. The Overlords get added on also. We're just coming back through. The Hellions are going to get a creep tumor. And a couple more shots continue to be away at for the moment. Again, our Marines gathering in towards the center here at the right now. There's a lot of Roaches in production from Lambo. I do not hate it if Lambo just goes 1-1 upgrades, Roach speed, and attacks, because he did a lot with that early attack. He knows his opponent's going to be in a difficult position. If you can then, capitalize on that already, that would be fantastic. This Ravagers morph in. Oh, is that my PC freezing? Oh, no, that's my stream freezing. Yeah, that's my game freezing.
Game pause.
I was gonna say the music kept going. One moment, I thought it was me. Get rid of these guys and then we'll go. No, sorry. Yeah, I'm constantly afraid my PC's freezing, but I'm pretty sure it's just linked to my capture card. I don't know how to fix that though, because I kind of need my capture card sometimes. Not sure what to do about that one. Alright. Back to it. As we have this game 1. Getting back underway right away right now. That is his scene, so that's good because we're already on top of this. I do think there's going to be an issue just dealing with these units, but let's see if the tanks defensively place can do enough. Because obviously, without the Nidus, I mean, we could get a Nidus just up at the front and then reinforce just at the front and make this a forward attack. That seems to be the backup plan here from Lambo. Supply block already coming in is going to be a little bit of a slowdown on further units of Bunny right now, so that's going to be nice as the creep teamers come into place. Should be able to close the bar down another couple of depots. Just want to stay clear of the tank shots. As there is the knives to try and reinvigorate this attack at the front. So it looks as though we're getting set to just go for this. Equal upgrades, some queens that can join in. It's going to be important for these Ravagers to bow down siege tanks as quickly as they possibly can. In we go. As the tank's getting a lot of damage done initially. Lambo supply definitely taking some hits. The Ravagers not reaching those tanks at all. Yeah, this was not it. 4 tanks set up, all 4 tanks part of the fight, and Lambo just going to retreat away into the Nidus, but yeah, this is pretty much just dealt with. Banshee following the Overseer, and the Overseer derping out on the air blocker in the corner. Do you still feel like air blockers is one of the worst things you can have? At least air blockers that really like tightly confine the base are almost always going to be one of the worst things you can have in these situations for sure. Like, players will just not like them. Just takes away so much of the typical... it takes away so much of the typical kind of just movement and like mini-map clicking that you do, so... Marine stepping up, a couple creep teamers going down, Roaches and a Ravager or 2 coming about as well. Roach Ravager continue to nibble for a little bit. Maybe see Roach Ravager coming through, the Marines and the Medivacs coming about. Tank's going to be there to cover the Roach Ravagers, just going to get those pushed back again. 4 bases across the board at the moment. Viking to fire, some Crows of Vile is going to be good to get rid of a Viking, and it's an interesting game because Lambo slowed down a lot to be able to commit to Roach Ravager. But it's now kind of back to it, just with an army composition that is not maybe ideal for the long term, but he is transitioning, like he's getting more units up that for the long term will be better. And as long as Bunny's not attacking him right now, and just taking bases, Lambo might be kind of okay with this. Starting to see the 5th base be taken here as well. Roach Ravager still gathering around, the Overseer right there, the Infestor coming back across as well. Medivac's going to come around that right-hand side. They would like to get across and get into the main base, cause some trouble, and cause a little bit of mishap on the current situation, if at all possible. Couple of Crows of Vals coming through, a couple of Marines getting caught in the fungal. More Marines stepping forward. Again, the Baneling speed coming up. Melee upgrade, Adrenal Glands, plus 3 Carapace. Soldier Cavern as well, all continuing to come down. Marines come back over the left-hand side. Marines in the main base. Actually going to be just shy of getting the Baneling Nest before Bane speed. Love the Roach attack, though. I mean, there's going to be a lot of SCVs going down, and Bunny has to pull back to deal with this. We're losing so much tech in the main. The Ultra Cavern is about to go down. It's going to be our 3rd structure in a matter of moments. Ultra Cavern, Bane Nest, Spawning Pool. Oh my god, Lambo is going to be unable to produce anything while a main army sets up the right-hand side toward his bases. Tanks continue to siege. Creep team is going down. Hatchery going to fall. The Overlord drops as well. Spore Crawler is going to be taking some damage. A few more things going down. The Roach Ravager still taking shots. Continue to push up as those tanks will set up once again. Our Marines will push on through. And again, this Bio Army continue to shove on in. As you do see a couple of Creep teamers continue to get cleaned out here for the moment. A bit of Bio. We'll just get straight back onto the Extractor. Madness Network still taking damage as well. Tank still sieging up at the front. Continue to press on through. Oh, what a fungal growth. If there's a defense to be made, this might be it. The Ultra getting on top of a lot of the Marines because of that. A chaotic fight as Files rain down. The problem is it's only one Ultra. And Lambo, he's just going to die with money in the bank as well. This game got thrown off a lot for him, losing those production structures now. I think missing some injects as well. He does get 7 Ultras in production now. If they were here previously, I think that could have been kind of a huge deal. We see the Ravagers getting blasted again. The Siege Tank taking some hits. The Bio units continue to come through as the Ravagers take shots. Lincoln's taking shots as well. Ravager will go down. The game is going to be won by Bunny. And Bunny takes the first map of this best of 3 as he gets through there. And takes the opening game. Was this group very open? It's basically a 3-way battle between Bunny, Lambo, and Heroes. They all got the 2-0 over NICORACT. So Bunny already getting a map off Lambo. Does some very good things for him. As our second map here was going to be Pylon. Let's get Pylon brought up into play. So yeah, Pylon second. Cheering for a third map here. I think we deserve a third map already. I feel like we deserve a third map. Let's see. Thank you so much to Suzwaki. Thank you so much for the 5-month resub. Time flies. Hell yeah, thank you so much. Especially when you're having fun with StarCraft, right? If you guys are enjoying the stream, enjoying the content, enjoying the tournament, do consider supporting the channel by subscribing, donating, cheering, etc. You can also like, follow. You guys know the drills. You guys know what's good. You guys know how to support. I just urge you to check it out. Also, the Patreon page, patreon.com/WardiTV. 100% of prize money, or 100% of money pledged to the Patreon goes into prize money for tournaments. So right now we're getting about $800 a month on Patreon. That's helping us to fund through our portion of the WardiTV Mondays, as well as putting together the WardiTV March tournament coming up later this month as well. So if you want to support more StarCraft 2 tournament prize pools, Patreon is one of the best places you can do that. Pledge on Patreon, and like I said, you're basically just donating regularly into tournament prize pools, which is amazing. Thank you so much, Rack, for a gifted sub. Going to go out to Fubicat24. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much for the generosity of a gifted sub. As we get going into Pylon here for game number 2 of this B03. B03. Lovely. Alright, let's do it. As we have got ourselves in the bottom right hand corner, the blue Terran player. This is Bunny. Taking on Lambo in the top left side of a Pylon. A map, I think, which is actually just pretty standard, pretty cool. Been enjoying Pylon. There's a rich Vespene gas over here with a mineral base. 3 base can be taken linearly or kind of out in the triangle. You even go 3 base, 4 base as a Zerg, maybe if you like. Wonder if Lambo does that here, if he just goes 3 base, 4 base like this. Watchtowers, a couple of choke clubs in the center. Pylon definitely just a candidate to be a very solid standard ladder map. It's interesting, obviously, it's all flat ground through the middle. So if you want, you can get from natural to natural without ever going up or down a ramp. Obviously, you would have to contend with these bridges, and you'd have to swerve around a little bit, but yeah, it is actually pretty direct, I feel like, natural to natural, because you could also just go up and down this ramp, come straight across. It's super short, but I think something of a factor still. Once we settle into this game. Oh, I didn't notice there's pylon here. That's pretty. Aha, so there are more pylons on the map than that one on the edge. I see, I see. SCV. Just gonna go across the map. We're coming about. Queenslings gathering about here for a few moments. We get settled down. They're just gonna fight. He's gonna take some damage. We're firing through. A couple CCs coming up. Factor in the reactor continue to come about as well. Max gonna land into the main. You have our link speed, a couple queens and soul continue to come about. People popping through a little bit. Starport coming about. Tech Lab and the refinery coming in. We got a link speed and our queen producing as well. Looking for Lambo to try and bring this back a game and take us to a tied up series. Be fun. Ready for some Game 3 action today. We had a very quick group yesterday as well. We had groups A and B were very long and very great games. Yesterday was a little on the quicker side. I feel like this is the exciting part of this group now. This latter half. Hopefully just spice up a little bit. See if Lambo can hold his own. Queen's chasing. Means that Queen's going to be there. Rip again push around the other side. We have our Hellions and the Rip just going to poke onto the rocks for a couple of moments. Nothing too crazy. Banshee, Cloaking, and Stim all continue to come online currently. Hellions get there. Hatchery actually gets cancelled, so we lose the fourth base for the moment. Takes a little bit longer to get through with that. Hellions over the right side, Reaper as well. Keep on moving through for a few moments. Stim back, extra barracks, engineering bays, all coming about. And you have our Hellions gonna come up. Couple Queens gonna fight the other direction. Overseer coming about as well. As Banshee's cloaked up and obviously looking for some harass. Important that Lambo doesn't let these do too much, and Queen's in position. Gonna push the Banshees away very quickly. Oh, the Extractor is in reach. That's unfortunate because he could have took the inside Extractor instead. That would have been perfectly safe. The Swole will step up, but Extractor will be going down. Hellions trying to poke on the right side. That gets denied and shut down as well, so that will also not go very far just yet. So the Ripper and the Hellions come back through. Just got rid of one of the Banshees, which is great. Again, shut down that harassment from later. Two Banshees later in the game can cancel bases sometimes, you know, like they can just make a random appearance. They can be so neat. Playing stepping up, the Reaper as well. Let's pull back down. Medevac loads up, and we are going to go across the map with that Medevac. 2 tanks inside, so a bit of a push from Bunny. Lambo's preparation for this. I mean, melee upgrade's not far from being done. Bane speed coming up soon as well, but it may not be done for the start of this fight. Marines step up. A couple creep consumers begin to go down right off the bat. Just going to be seeing that Banes continue to come through. Just going to be seeing them crashing in. The few siege tanks getting jumped on. Just going to be seeing a few Marines unloading over on that right hand side as well. Marines and the Hellbat just going to be coming up, just going to be stimming straight through. A couple of the Queens begin to take some damage. The Hellbat stepping forward. The Lings and the Banes going to get a little wrap around there as well. The Hellbat goes down immediately. Medevac on load up with those Marines. The fueling's coming about. Just going to be seeing the Medevac's going to unload on the right side. A couple of those Banes going to drop off. The Ling's going to jump in there. Just going to be able to continue through. Those Banes just going to be finishing up in a few moments. The 2-2 upgrade's coming around. Again, the rest of that Ling Bane continues in. The Hive coming up. Because we are going to be seeing a lot of the Ling Bane just coming down to the bottom side here. And the Drilling Claws is going to be finishing very shortly as, again, the Medevacs continue through as well. Those few extra Banes are going to start morphing. The Marines on the right side will move around as well. Circlings gather in the upper right. Here goes the Ling Bane. Just going to go jumping through. The SCV is going to get jumped on. 7 workers going down. Bio going to stim. And she's just going to be chasing up. 2-2 upgrades. The adrenal glands continue to come around. The Lings on the way up as well. We had a couple more overlords into that. The Banelings continue to come on by. 2-2 on the way in from Bunny as we go. Marine Marauder, Medevac, and a couple extra Widow Mines continue to come around here. Add a planetary fortress into this. I mean, I'm just going to turn up this right-hand side and get rid of a couple more of those changelings. So, a couple changelings going down. The Marines are going to step through. Hatchery is going to go down as well. We're just going to get a catch on a drone. And Bunny sticks around on this right side. See where he might get to next. Vein just going to be coming about, just going to be seeing the Widow Mine is going to get jumped on again, so a little bit more action there. The Ling's still coming through, the SCV is going to get jumped on as well. We do have ourselves the couple of Widow Mines pulling back. Now the Bane's actually going to go jumping in towards this mineral line. SCV's in some trouble. And the army of Bunny in the top right hand side has to start pulling away. Going to be seeing the Lings, I mean, still here in good numbers as these Marines show up. We're actually going to be able to start jumping on this, and Bunny is actually going to have to just evacuate into the Medevac, so great damage done, and Lambo is absolutely not done just yet. Ultra Cavern coming up behind this as well. Widow Mine Bower is up. Marine's going to gather. This looks like a +3 attack upgrade coming through here from Bunny as well. Get a few Vipers on the way from Lambo. Again, the tech up is the important part. He's shut down economy. He's teching up himself. He's put himself in a good position. He just needs to survive through against this army, because right now this army of Bunny is gigantic. Lambo needs to decide, is he going to try and counterattack against this? Is he just going to try and take it on head-on? The Ultra Cavern finished, but it won't have kite in his plating, so these Ultras can't really be the answer just yet. This is just such a massive bio. Lambo is still counterattacking with a lot of units. He's going to start giving up some bases and just going to try and force Bunny to be even more all-in and committed than he already is. Fueling is going to step through. Widowline shot going to go off. The Fueling's going to be there as well. Banshee is going to go down. The Queen's still gathering. We have ourselves the hatchery on that side being low. I mean, like I say, I think Lambo's fine to go with some units, and I think he's fine to trail some Banes in here. We've got Vipers to Blinding Clouds. Some of the positions the Marines step forward because of the Blinding Clouds. That means some of these Banes on the bottom side get very close to connecting. Lambo's still down an army supply, but he's going to force this away. Vipers out of energy. They need to pull back. Probably needs to pull back in general. Doesn't want to take Marine damage here. Like, this probably doesn't need to be a fight where you lose Blings. Blings wrap around. A couple more Marines getting jumped on once more. The Viper's pulling back away as well. Again, Tightness Plating coming through. The +3 melee upgrade coming up. Ultra Bane Ling continues to come through here. The Bio steps forward. It's going to be seen that Ling Ultra will step in as well. The hatchery goes down. The Viper's just going to be there. Going to replace the hatchery. I mean, Lambo has bases in the upper right of the map. He's continuing to counterattack on this right side. I think the counterattacks here might be done. And I feel like now continuing to run in with these Zerglings is maybe going a step too far. Obviously, the army of Lambo about to get better with the Ultras, but I do think he's maybe lost a little bit too much overall here. An attack from Bunny. I mean, the army supply of Bunny's just still scary, plain and simple. And now with a few libs as well, you have a good answer to the first few Ultras. I think Lambo is correct to actually keep on counterattacking and forcing Bunny to turn back, because right now, like, I felt like the counterattacks were maybe a bit too much still in this base, but here we're actually taking okay-ish trades, and okay-ish trades are kind of what we're aiming for. Lambo with more Ultras on the way out. Can he do enough to offset the supplies to a point where he can actually fight? I think he's going to really struggle against the Liberators. I think the Liberators are going to be extremely difficult. A couple Marines going to shoot. The Overlord's taking damage. More Zerglings get over to the left side. They're going to grab a couple of those Marines. And I think Bunny is starting to edge out in favor here. Drones just going to be going down. Libs are going to be sieging up as well, but Lambo really is running out of supply, and there's enough units at home to defend the counterattack attempt. The Parasitic bombs some medevacs. There's no units here at all. GG's called, and Bunny takes the 2-0, and that is going to be the series. Alright, so Bunny is going to get the 2-0 over Lambo. Now the third maps are just not getting any love today, unfortunately. So that was Pylon and Last Fantasy that we got to see. Alright, let's hop on over to Korea, get this underway. I'll be in a second, guys. I gotta step away for a sec. BRB, as we got our next match coming up. Hello guys, welcome back. How we doing? I just gonna have to excuse me one moment. I just have to reply to an email quickly. Give me a sec. Oh, anti-matter map 1. They vetoed the other maps that we need to see, but hey, anti-matter map 1. We'll take that. Okay. Nice. Very exciting. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. And Persephone is going to be map 2. Perfect. So, antimatter, one of the ones we definitely haven't seen as much. This one has the big lightning strike in the center. Let's get this hosted here. And let me reply to this. Let me get invites going. I'll just reply to this email quickly. Give me a sec. Perfect. Alright. How are we all doing, guys? How's everyone feeling? Let's join us. Thanks for being here. Like I said, just a little bit of downtime where we take a few moments. Get back on track. Waiting for everyone to join our lobby. Players were gone for a second, but they're back now. It's perfect. Bunny versus Hero coming up, guys. Let's get this underway. So, Bunny versus Hero and Lambo versus Hero still to come. And both of these on the way through. And we can get this rolling. So, Bunny Hero TVP. Game. Alright, in the bottom right hand side, we're going to kick off with the blue Protoss player. This is going to be Hero, and he's got a couple matches left to play as he takes on Bunny in the top left. So Bunny's 2-0 in the group. I guess if Hero wins this, then Lambo's already out, unfortunately, before Lambo Hero plays, which is a shame. There is still the chance for... I guess it wouldn't really... Well... No, I guess not, actually, right? Because if Hero wins this, he's 2-0... Bunny's 2-0, and Lambo could beat Hero, and then he would... Okay, sorry, I'm getting myself confused, because Lambo could potentially make a 3-way tiebreaker, if nothing else. But he would potentially have to match the 2-0 to kind of force the tiebreaker as well. So, we will see what happens as we get into this Terran versus Protoss action. And we get this settled to go. Everyone's zooming in on the beautiful lightning strike in the center, and its impact marks around. As we get into the beautiful antimatter. Yeah, this map's been vetoed a lot, and I don't really... I don't know if it deserves to be vetoed as much as it's been getting vetoed, to be honest. Like, there's an in-base expand, which maybe is not everybody's favorite thing to kind of deal with and so, but there's an in-base expand that's got a lot of space around. The main base is kind of small. It is one thing that I thought was interesting. It's actually kind of interesting because I think yesterday we saw a game on this map where the Terran really... It really became very difficult because someone dropped into the natural, and they pushed up this ramp. And as you pushed up this ramp, your main base, it's like, how do you attack back into it? Because if they take over this position, they basically get a really good push all the way into the main. I think it was Kua versus Skillus mid, or Mana. It was a very difficult situation to kind of figure out. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, normal third base. Like, this gold in this inhibitor zone is a bit weird, but I don't think this is a map where you necessarily have to be super concerned about that. Bunny, by the way, just going to take the normal base outside first, so he doesn't go for the in-base expand initially. Cancels it because he sees no expansion. Did he just freak himself out over the fact that Heroes expanded to the in-base? Yes. Oh, Bunny. Yeah, he just completely freaked himself out that Hero wasn't expanding over here at first. So Bunny just gave himself a little bit of a fright. More of a fright than he really needed to. And that does delay his build, because that's 100 minerals, 125 minerals gone because he started to build a bunker and progress time on the command center. So a little bit awkward right there for Bunny. Max is going to drop down a reactor here. Just going to be having ourselves the factory still coming up, the CC coming in. Twilight Council and Probes, Sentry, Warp Gate coming through as well. Drop a little bunker in to play for the moment. And we just get the SCV coming down to the third base location where I think Bunny's like, okay, a bit of a weird opening for me. Let's turn this into something a little greedy then, as he drops the third base on location. And the Hallucination is going to be a perfect scout for Hero here. Now Hero can maybe choose to ramp up the aggression based on the fact that he sees that Bunny is being on the greediest, side of life right now. He's going to see that third CC, he's going to notice the aggression is available, and I think he's going to try and find a way to potentially apply it here. So we'll see how that turns out. We'll see how that goes in this game one, because, like I say, Hero is definitely not afraid of being aggressive. That's Hero's hand-in-hand kind of play style. Couple Stalkers there. We'll just go after the Reaper. Reaper sets up into the center of the map again. Blink coming through, coming up to being about halfway done here over the next few moments. We will have our Siege Tank and our Marines still building into play as well. Reaper sets up again, T-Shank and a couple of Marines continuing through as well. Couple of Stokes continue to gather. And reduce the Hallucination gathering up as well. So all of that just coming through. It's going to be seeing the charge coming about. Probes and the Forge coming up as we speak. Just going to see our Stalkers getting into the natural. A couple of SCVs beginning to go down. Tank is going to siege. A couple of Marines are taking some shots. Tank is going to fire. And a couple of those Stalkers already taking damage here. A couple of SCVs and a couple of Probes taking damage as well. Cyclone is going to push the Stalkers back a little bit further. And again, that Stim Pack coming through. Marines on the Starport coming up. As the Stalkers come back around over to that right-hand side. So they're just going to get to the front here. SCV goes down immediately. The bunker also taking some damage. And again, Stim Pack, Combat Shield coming on through. The Starport coming online. Had a few depots in, had a few SCVs. And that is where we continue. So Hero does some pressure. Bunny, of course, is on triple CC early in the game, so you'd imagine he can kind of handle a little bit of pressure. And I think as long as he's not dying here, I think he's fine to replace a few SCVs. The Stalker's blinking again. Again, there's a lot of space in this location on this in-base expansion. The tank doesn't want to be too far forwards to be exposed, but if it's too far back, then this can happen as well. And right now, Bunny gets bullied off of this third location for himself. Stim is not done yet, and until Stim gets done, we're kind of just not as useful with these Marines as we might like to be. Charge coming up. The nice part about this location, at least for Bunny, is that the Zealots can't charge into here, so charge is kind of a non-factor unless a Prism showed up and started warping in. So there's no kind of issue with like a further push, like 10 gates coming online, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, bam, and you just die, which could maybe happen if you try and take a third base too early on a much more open map. So that's definitely a bonus. Stalkers pull back over again, +1, combat shield and medevacs coming through, add a concussive shells onto that as well. Stalkers still gathering, Marine Marauder medevac coming online, add the concussive shells in, Depot, Robo Bay, Nexus all coming up. A couple of Widow Mines going to be on there as well as our Stalker step forward, just going to be going after the bunker. So that will go down, a couple of depots take damage. Comes through, medevacs gather up, as we do have our +2 attack, and extended thermal lens continues to come about. We are going to see the Cyclone there to hit the Prism, but the Zealots and the Sentry show up. The Sentry tries to force for the Cyclone, tries again, the Cyclone gets the Prism, and he does go down, but what a hero. Actually getting rid of the Prism after he got kind of failed force fielder twice. That Sentry did not live up to its job. He cost his Prism and the Zealots their way out. It's just like that. That was that, huh? Well, a little bit of bio here, just going to deal with the Stalkers. Supplies are still staying very close together. We lose a few SCVs as funny, but very manageable. This game is very much so playable at the moment, as we just have the IO, Vikings, medevacs continue to gather up, Zealot Stalker gathering through, the Observer going to take a little step across over towards the front as well to keep an eye on things. Sieges that up to keep an eye on things as well. Now the Widow Mine is going to be playing through. Going to be seeing the Stalkers continue to gather on that left-hand side. They're going to come in. A couple of Marines taking some shots. The Bio Army pulling back here a little bit as well. +2 attack, +1 armor. Have the ship weapon upgrade coming through as well. Just going to be seeing the extra barracks all in production currently from Bunny as the preparation for the later stage of this game continues right now. Bio actually chases down, we get rid of one Stalker, getting rid of another. And Zealot's going to turn around onto the rocks and it's going to open up this space, get up this ramp, push on through. It's going to be able to attack straight through into this as we have the Widow Mine going to step forward. Little scan coming about, the Widow Mine falls. Going to be seeing how Bio going to get there, a couple Stalkers being grabbed. The Colossus taking damage as well, is going to go down. This other Colossus is going to go down too, so actually pretty good handling of the splash units. It's the actual strength of the gateway units that are going to be the issue for Bunny as Hero just brute forces his way in on antimatter. It's going to be a 10-minute victory for Hero. Wow, just comes through here. I saw a lot of this kind of location being harassed. I think this is a very harassable base, like if you have a way to get over, because there's so much space to defend. It's so interesting how that works. And it's definitely the point of intrigue, because usually you'd be defending the main, but there's no really a way up in the main. There's not enough space to harass the main even. So it's made up for by that kind of pocket expand being vulnerable. Obviously, Bunny was in a bit of a weird spot because of the way the game started as well, which is a little funky for him too, so that was a little weird. As we will get ourselves into Persephone and get this started up. Coming through. It takes a while to load in on the Korean server for me, unfortunately, but we are there. Trying to drag Bunny into the player slot 2 times. I failed, but on the 3rd time. Alright, nice to see antimatter again, though. That's just our 3rd time seeing it. So, yeah, nice to see antimatter one more time. Gonna go into Persephone. So, what map has only been played twice? Kill Switch and Torches. Freaking Kill Switch has been vetoed all day today. It's been the 3rd map once where I didn't quite make it through. I don't even think Kill Switch is bad. I think Kill Switch is interesting. Oh, yeah. Players are readying up. I didn't run the ads straight away, so I need a second for the ads, guys. We'll give it 30 seconds. And we can go. Alright, double check that ready. And we will kick this off. So, game number 2 here between Bunny and Hero. And Bunny is down a map. Even if Bunny just takes a map here, I think that would put him in a very comfortable position to potentially advance. That'd be pretty bad for Hero, actually, because then it puts him in danger against Lambo. Yeah, I mean, if you lose but take a map, for example, but you already 2-0'd the other guy, then it puts you in a great position tiebreaker-wise, potentially, if it comes down to tiebreakers, so... Yeah, any possible map here for Bunny would be massive. Of course, Hero just one of the very best right now. He's consistently proven that... You know, it's actually amazing, because I feel like Hero has actually found consistency lately, where he's actually consistently at the very top, which is something that I think Hero always struggled with in terms of, like, yes, he was always at the very top as a contender, but he would always have days where it's like, oh, Hero didn't, you know, Hero tried to do Hero things and he kind of got, you know, shut down today. Lately, no one's been stopping Hero doing what he wants to do, right? So that's been a pretty much continued problem. As we have Hero in the bottom left, Bunny in the upper left, and game number 2 gets underway here.
Game
or it
paused.
doesn't. Let's take a quick pause with Hero. Asking for a second. Hopefully nothing too serious. I'm sure it's not. She'll get this right back on track in the next few moments. Alright, looks as though we are good.
Game resumed.
And get right back into it as we have, you know, 2 of our series. Heal and Persephone. A map with a healing shrine that might actually get some use. Nibble at the probe. We're trying to go back onto the SCV. Probe sets up again. Rax gateway coming through on either side. Trying to deal with this probe, but the CC's already gone down in the high ground position. It's just going to get that set up. Factory building CC on the way. Adept gets Chrono boosted again, the Stargate building. The Adept going to negotiating about a little bit as well. Reaper just fires up a few shots. We are going to be seeing the Reaper going to throw a grenade down. Adept going to get bopped. Adept continues shade over there. The couple Marines are going to settle. And the Reaper heads into the main base. As we just can start hitting this Adept from the other side. Should be no problem. Couple of Adepts just gathering and seeing if they can still try and get something done. Good step towards the Reaper, but the Reaper pulls back as well, so I'm going to say nah. As you start to see some Marines taking damage as well. Hero really pushing the boundaries of what you can do with these adepts without getting into too much trouble. Step forward one more time. Back, I'll unload one Widow Mine over in the corner, and the other Widow Mine on the other side. So actually just going to try and protect our base with these mines rather than dropping. But you're up against Phoenix, so it makes sense. Keep those mines at home. Send them across the map is a likely way to lose them, given the situation. The Bugs facility is starting up. The battery and the probe still producing through. Shots coming about. Marines hitting the adepts already. Right there. And the few adepts is going to try and come over once again. Cyclone locks on. Adepts take some damage. Robo facility coming about. Uh-oh. Medevac getting a bit too adventurous. That's the Cyclone now, but we're going to lose the Medevac, which is always a shame. Seeing the bullying from Hero, right? He's just so oppressive with these Phoenix and Adepts so far. Like, Bunny has not had a chance to even think about moving out or anything so far. Well, nice Widow Mine shot. I'll tell you what, the Widow Mines are putting in some work. The Phoenix have been taking a little bit of a beating this game, and some of them battered and bruised. A bunch going down. We've actually killed 2, which is a big step for Bunny, because without killing a couple of Phoenix, I'm actually very worried about where he'd be in this game. But it does feel like he's been bullied throughout. I mean, right now is a moment for Bunny. Stim and combat on the way, +1 as well. We start to move onto the map. The Phoenix not as scary anymore, so potentially we don't manage to get rid of Medevacs early on, etc. Another Phoenix dies. We send a few Marines back to protect, but I think we get across the map. There's a very good chance we can put some work in here. Those SCVs keep on moving, so they get pulled as well. Bunny going to full send it on this army supply advantage, which is, I think, pretty much exactly where we want this to go to. The SCVs are going to arrive in a few moments. Marines and mines going to come up, and we are going to start pushing in. Hero just does not have a lot of units right now. Stim just now finished. +1 isn't done yet, but there's no reason waiting to take this fight. There's the Colossus that's going to try and change things, but we are going to jump on that Colossus quickly. Marines dive, and they get it. Bunny, 20 army supply ahead still, turns back around to finish the units off on this third base. Widow Mine not quite able to help just yet. The Phoenix not doing anything because the Marines target them down way too quickly. Only 1 Medevac, so the healing not really there. We take out this pylon, depower all of this static defense, and we break the third base, but a new Colossus on the way. So do we have to go? If we can dive that Robo facility before the Colossus pops out, that would be huge. We're going to go for it. Colossus is not going to be stopped just yet because we decide to instead drill the probes, and we're going to fight those probes instead. Bunny going to take what he can. The Colossus is popping any second here, and Bunny is right on top of it as it comes out. You need to stop this Colossus. It's going to live. That means your Marines are all in danger. Can Hero scramble a defense with this? Work counts are fairly even. Hero's down in army supply. Colossus gets jumped on again. The Marauder coming through. The battery, though, will heal it, and that's not going to be enough units. The Stalker shows up, can potentially pressure the Medevac back, can start to work through these Widow Mines. A second Colossus on the way. Is Hero finding a defense here? Oh, we're going to lose a Stalker to the Widow Mine. Just step forward as it came off cooldown. Second Colossus will be big. I mean, losing the third is a big deal for Hero as well. Down 20 army supply currently. Adds in a sentry, some force fields to maybe help the Colossus from being jumped on. Problem right now is also mobility between bases, because at the moment you're very vulnerable, I think, as Hero to a drop into the main. You don't have Phoenix to stop this anymore, right? As we unload into that main right now. Lots of shots coming through. The Medevac's load up again. Just going to see the Phoenix coming over. Going to see a couple of those Marines getting lasered down also. Medevac's low HP. continue to burrow up and just see how Vikings, Marines, Marauders continue to come through here. The +1 armor upgrade coming about. That army still collecting. A few Marines step away. Marines coming back through. The Phoenix getting up to the top. So we have a Viking. It's going to go down. The Marauder stepping over. Marine as well. Another Viking going to get jumped on here immediately. Mule drops in. Bunny's just super far ahead on supply. Bunny going to do... Oh, Hero going to do everything he can. I mean, Fresh Mule going down, etc. Just trying to find his way to try and survive here. No Thermal Lance. 2 Colossus. He's rebuilding the Phoenix count. I do feel like we need to keep Colossus going as well. Colossus are, to me, the only thing that can really win you this. But I guess you need the Phoenix 2 to protect. He's actually going to go into Immortals. He's just going to sit on 2 Colossus. That's it, apparently. He's going to lift up a couple as we do. Again, try and find efficiency to find a difference of, half the army supply is what Hero's at. So he has to fight his way back from that. I wouldn't mind that. He's going to get a grab on a couple Phoenix. Still producing Immortals. Hallucinates a Colossus as well to try and fake out a target. Temple Archives coming in. Charging +1 nearly there. I mean, I'm saying all these things. They would help. I'm still just not believing that we're going to quite get to it. As the bio continues across, we will see our army collected just out the front of the natural. Again, a couple Vikings coming through, the Ghost Academy coming up, Marine Marauder coming about, our Medivacs trying to boost into the main base, the Vikings trying to get there to push the Phoenix back as well. Hallucination is going to go and get taken down. A couple of Vikings coming up from Bunny and that Phoenix. Boom. Goes down again. The Widowmine's doing their thing right here. We actually got a Disruptor on the way, which is a fun idea to maybe just, again, bring it back. But Bunny's doing all the right things. Vikings, Ghosts in really good numbers. Not rushing into a 2-base Protoss. Could he potentially have added on a 3rd CC? Yes, I think so. As we try and send those probe hallucinations just to grab I wouldn't mind shot, I suppose. Orphan and Archon, but like I say, Ghosts are on the way, so they're not going to be super useful for long. This Hero. Would probably like to have a fight happen now before Ghosts actually arrive. I mean, how do you force the fight? You're not really in the position to force the fight in, right? You kind of need him to attack into you and then create a very good defensive setup. Fire comes over, just going to be seeing the pylon getting picked off. I mean, Bunny's still trying to find the way in. Like I say, Ghosts are here now, which makes it so much more challenging. The Phoenix don't stand up to that Viking count, neither will the Colossus. This army composition just ain't going to do it. Bunny is going to put himself in a very good position. There's a couple disruptor shots come about. They are going to fall short of their targets. The rest of this bio army stepping through as well. Another disruptor shot going to land short. It's just not what Hero needs. Hero needs a miracle. And as we continue to try and fight and push through here, the armies. Bunny's just always a step away from those disruptors, able to pull back. We lose a couple Marines, that's allowable. It's a difficult attack in. I mean, Hero's trying to get the 3rd base out of this as well. I just think Hero's asking to survive for too long, right? Like, he needs like 2-3 more minutes without losing loads of stuff, and I just don't know if that's going to happen. I guess now the Vikings are kind of dead supply. We got another disruptor shot here that will aim and get a Marauder. That's a Ghost. Like I say Vikings a supply that at some point probably will just choose to land and join the battle. This bio army so heavily stimmed from Bunny that it is low HP. If we just had any kind of realistic splash that could hit reliably, such as the Archons, to capitalize on that low HP, I mean, the Archons are just going to struggle to get into reach here. EMPs come down, Disruptor Shot forces the Terran back. That might buy you a few more seconds to force another stim. Again, Hero trying to put a masterclass of disruptor-based defense. The Widow Mines are going to hit huge into the Sentries. That's actually going to hit the chunk of this army. But still got a couple of mortals from earlier that we were talking about being built as Bunny decides to commit onto the third base. Disruptor Shot still flying through, but Hero will not protect the third that he reinvested into. Down 50 army supply still. With the Disruptor Shot forces the Vikings to load up. I really feel like we should be on the verge of a game here. Older Command going to float into the third position. Another Disruptor Shot or two on the Widow Mines, a Marine. Set up once again. Another Disruptor. Going to try and hit. Marine and Marauder going to be hitting. Another Disruptor Shot coming through. Hero is living. Bunny is relocated. I guess that's the cheeky thing that Bunny's done. He relocates the main to the third, which means that he doesn't actually have to expand to get access to a new base. That's something Hero can't do. He must build a base. And Liberate is such a nice addition as well. It's something that you're going to struggle to deal with here. You're playing a game with no blink, no real anti-air anymore. More Liberators would 100% just make this an extremely, even more difficult position for Hero. If it isn't already difficult enough. There's a little squad of something down the bottom right. The Vikings are going to get the cancel on this Nexus, it seems like. Going to try and make our way over there. We do have to cancel, but we'll chase the Vikings down at least. Disruptor Shot's going to come in. We do land one, but that's the jump that Bunny has been looking for. We're going to need a couple of shots again. The 24 army supply of Hero should not be able to stand up against this. GG gets called. Bunny takes game 2 after an effort. That puts him in such a good position in this group because it really sets him off to, I believe, in any tiebreaker situation now, Bunny should be favored. Which is, yeah, I think that's how that should work out. And it means we get a game 3 on Selaginella. So let's get into that. Let's type in TLMC 10 instead of 20. Alright, so we've seen Andy Mad, Persephone. You're gonna see Selaginella again here. Cool stuff. Get this hosted up. Game 3 coming through in just a few moments. Credit to Bunny, because Hero played the most annoying possible style to try and stay alive there. And Bunny just played with the patience he had to. Like, it seems so silly not being able to attack into that situation or position when you're in such a good spot. But the reality is, like, you just, so you can't. How many times have we seen a Terran player that's trying to attack in or a Terran player that's being attacked into, and you try to end the game and you just can't. It's like, everyone's like, oh, Terran's so dumb, you can't kill a Terran. But sometimes that's how those defensive positions work, and Hero played brilliantly around what defense he could conjure up there. He played to what I think was his best ability to try and stay alive. And Bunny just didn't let him have the major disruptor shots he needed. He didn't let him get the Colossus too involved without him having a good response of Vikings there, right? He said, okay, yes, I'm only on 2 bases, but if I keep you on 2 bases, I can always move my main to the 3rd base. You can't do that if I just take down your 3rd a couple times, so very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. Alright, guys, game number 3 of Hero versus Bunny. Coming up right here and now, let's head into it as we have in the bottom right-hand side a blue Protoss player. This is Hero. In the top left, our red Terran is Bunny. Final game of this series. We've got Lambo versus Hero coming up afterward, guys. And we'll see how this goes. We have our Reaper coming through, a couple of jump up spots here showing us Laginella, which is a map which has that pocket expansion available once again, so pockets expand, like I say, available right now. It's going to get set up, the Reaper coming across the map for a couple of moments. And it's going to hop in. Nexus coming through, CC building on the other side, add a Hellion, add a Reaper. All of that into play for the moment right here. Reaper just gets pushed out. Again, the Twilight Council, the probe. Or two probes coming about right now. Stalker in the Warp Gate coming up as well. Reaper's just gonna fight. We are gonna be seeing our sentry going down. So we get a sentry kill. It's pretty nice already. This pylon there is obviously not a full wall off. You can jump up the entire side. I guess that pylon's not trying to wall off. It's just trying to be vision for when the Reapers do jump in, which obviously it did provide for the moment. Hellion moves about again, the blink, the warp gate, a couple of gateways coming through. Hellion just going to get over to the side for a couple of moments. These Stalkers gather, we get the gateways coming up, robotics facility being added on as well, so we can get that underway. More facility is going to be finishing very soon. Medevac coming down this bottom side as well, and try and set up for the moment. Mine's Burrow, a couple probes going to get bang banged. Yeah, Bunny gets both the Rotomines away to the corner as well, so it's going to be a nice little addition for him. Still going to be shooting Marines and so getting pushed back the other direction. Bunker. I'm just going to sit tight as we try and play a defense here. Bunny again, not taking that in-base expand just yet, expanding outwards initially. And potentially take the pocket later for your third base, but wants to set up defense on front of the natural initially and just make this a more standard defense early in the game than having to deal with the pocket expand, and probably doesn't understand, probably difficult to figure out how to kind of position units defensively on a pocket expansion. Versus the kind of normal base is very easy to kind of set up defense on. The Stalkers blink into the main base to start up their harassment. Stalker's going to go and get rid of a couple of refineries. I mean, Depot goes down as well. Bunny just needs to pull tanks further over, but Hero's going to play with the edges as best he can. He has a lot of space to work with in this main. He blinks backward here. He'll load up a few units into the Prism again. Stimpack, Combat Shield +1. All continue to come back online. We had a medevac in. The auto turret's going down. A couple of probes get chased away. Bunny's already out of the group, even if he loses. That can't possibly be true. Because if Hero beats Lambo, then Bunny always has a better score than Lambo. Oh, they're going to catch the Stalkers. Oh, this is all good because they've blinked already. They're going to get caught in the corner. How many do we lose here? Oh, how many do we lose? A good handful, so a few Stalkers actually going down. He's already out of the group as in he advances. Oh, yeah, I think so, because he 2-0'd NICORACT, and he 2-0'd Lambo. They all 2-0'd NICORACT, but he 2-0'd Lambo already, and he took a map off Hero, so he can always win the tiebreaker. Yeah, he's in the best possible situation if there's a tiebreaker. And if there's not a tiebreaker, it's because he's already got the better match score. So yeah, I think he's already through too. That's what I was saying before. Yeah, winning a map against Hero puts a lot of pressure on Lambo, because I'm pretty sure now Lambo has to beat Hero 2-0 probably is... Well, no, he probably just has to beat Hero at all, because I'm not sure what the situation would be. I guess it depends if Hero wins or loses the series. If Hero wins, then... okay, I don't know what the Lambo situation is, but yeah, it's definitely pretty good for Bunny already. Looking good. There's a couple of medevacs going to move across. As the units get over to the other side. It's going to be Hero. He's lost more units than expected, honestly, early on in this. Prism still coming through, the +1 attack coming in. The bio will unload already up to the top as we get ready to push into the upper right-hand side. That's going to go boosting over. We do see a couple of the Zealots just going to get taken down as well. Again, our +2 attack continuing on by. The Robo Bay coming up. We see a bunch of extra Zealots coming in too here. Add a +1 armor onto that. Marine Marauder continuing to build for the moment. I like Bunny's supply. He's going to get a 3rd CC down on location very shortly here. He's got some control on the map that's catching some of the Stalkers that were trying to head home, so that's going to be another couple kills. As he chased for this final one, he gets the final, not the final Stalker, but the final kill that he should have been able to get there. He's dropping into the in-base of Hero as well. Hero's just all over the place trying to find defense against this. Buddermine's going to go off on Stalkers, but they actually do have a blink available, so this drop gets defended well. Unfortunately, because this army's been pushed away already, or this drop's been pushed away already, Bunny isn't in position to capitalize on the full recall into that in-base. Auto turrets do get a few probes as well, though. Bunny's playing well right now, man. He's playing his butt off. I love it. He's playing great so far. Plus is moving over. Extended Thermal Lance +2 attack continue to come online as well, so you keep bringing that through. Close out the Prism coming across. Close out is going to get that. I'm just going to be coming across out Stalker, and just going to get the Guardian Shield popping up. He's also just going to charge through, a couple of Marauders taking damage. Hero's army couple Colossus are kind of the question mark of whether Bunny can deal with this. We are going to have a couple of tanks to help out with here. I mean, Hero's just going to send it on this base. We're going to start pulling SCVs. Bunny just feels the need to defend. He's not wrong. I think he's going to defend rather aptly, to be honest. The Colossus number 1 goes down. We're going to chase for number 2. There's a force field to slow it down. We don't even lose that many SCVs so far. As the Colossus drops, Hero's supply has plummeted. And that is going to be Bunny looking to take a 2-1 over Hero. As his position right now is fantastic, 80 to 25 army supply. And if he realizes this, he could get across the map right now and just start putting on pressure, because Hero's going to struggle to get the right amount of units up to deal with this. Well, turrets will come down. A little bit bio, just gonna go stimming through. One turret gonna fire up, couple probes already dropping off, 3-4 workers. I mean, again, those Raven's been putting in work. How many kills does the Raven have, actually? 17, holy goodness, that's a fantastic Raven. We get some counter damage with the Zealots, but obviously there's an army coming across the map from Bunny that I don't know if Hero has a good answer to. There's a few ghosts involved, there's Vikings that can actually get on top of the Colossus straight away here. The Colossus are kind of derping up towards this area. A little bit of mishap there. Obviously, Stalkers trying to come in from the other side are not going to be really what you want to see either. 14 SCVs falling. But there's a Nexus going down from Hero. So that's going to make this a little bit tougher as we continue to push through. The Wolf Gates here taking damage as well. Add to that a pylon that's going down. And yeah, Bunny will be first place out of this group with a win with this win. Knocks down that pylon, knocking down these gateways. Drop down another scan. I'm just going to be seeing this army setting up, and we drop a force field or 2 in as well for Hero to try and buy a few moments. And what does Hero do? Do you counterattack across the map? Just try and... Well, yeah, apparently you counterattack across the map. Just probably one of the better ideas. This army of Bunny at home is not exactly designed to fight this force. If Bunny realizes this, he can obviously run in and we begin a base trade situation. I mean, Hero's idea is probably to run in, try and catch Bunny off guard, get a decent fight, recall home, clean up somehow. It's all very unrealistic given the circumstances, basically. But we're going to enter a base trade, and a base trade gives you some opportunity that might not have been there otherwise, so... There's all these probes long distance. They are going to go down. I mean, Hero is going to break through into the main. The defense here from Bunny is honestly fairly reasonable. He takes down a lot of units, which is pretty good, but obviously you're still going to have to deal with this at some point. Fourth Colossus shows up. A couple of Vikings about to spawn. They just want to try and fly away, but Bunny's not paying attention to where his units are rallied, which is a shame. Could have been a Viking or 2 that got out of there alive. Main base going down. There's the recall from Hero as he's going to try and play defense on his final base. But he's just going to step away. I mean, to be fair, Bunny still has the main, base, this CC. Bunny does not need to attack into this position. He can go home, build more Vikings, get more of an answer up against the Colossus, and just go from there. Like, he has no reason to force the fight right now. He is absolutely okay to just buy his time. In fact, buying his time, I think, is not just... I think he's good to buy his time. Because collecting your army data... Oh my god, there's so many Vikings. Where were they the whole time? Were they just over there with the other army? Maybe so. Okay, I didn't realize he had so many Vikings already. That's pretty bonkers. Vikings gather up. Siege Tank going to get siege in front of that planetary. The Zealots and the Stalkers coming through. A couple of SCVs coming about as the Bioforce pulls back over the left side. Zealot Stalker of Hero getting up into the main. Little Mine going to be good for a Zealot already. Second Zealot going down. Army of Hero still pressing forward. Stalker's already taking some damage up. I'm going to split a couple Colossus going down. That's going to be game. Once Hero makes his final attempt, the Bunny is going to have it 2-1. First place in the group. Well, that's very exciting because that gets rid of any tiebreaker possibility. Straight up, Hero Lambo is a fight for second place in this group now. So the match ordering actually works out very, very well for us today. as we get ready for Hero versus Lambo. One final series coming up, guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a few moments for that. It's just running out. I actually don't really want to go to a break screen. I'm in a little bit of an awkward position where I actually have to take an important phone call in like probably like 25 minutes. So I'm probably going to have that overlap with this game and I can't really do much about it. So yeah, I can't really do much about that, so it's just unlucky. When I set the time, I was like, we're moving pretty quickly today. I reckon we'll be good by then. Spoilers, you're never good when you think you're going to be. Shocker. Alright, Lambo will veto first. Hero will veto second. We'll go from there. Just follow an observer will be okay. Yeah, I know you guys will be fine. I'm just letting you guys know. Apparently the Reaper jumped over the force field. I thought it looked a bit weird in the moment, but it kind of... Oh my god. This Reaper is sick. This is the sickest long jump of a Reaper I've ever seen. You guys ready for this? That's so funny. And then he just jumped up the force field as well. Oh my god. He jumped down over there, and then he jumped back over the force field here. That's, is that because the force field is on the high ground, but the low ground isn't blocked by it still, so the Reaper can actually make the... Like, I actually don't know how force fields... I actually don't know, suddenly. How do force fields usually interact when placed on the edge of a base? I'm not actually sure. Am I crazy? What do you guys expect to happen there? Like, because when I think about it, I'm like, I don't actually know how that happens. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. Protos Physics 101. Is it from a Saudi prince, the phone call? No. It's not about EWC, guys. It's about our wedding stuff. Sorting out food and things and so on. Been a week of going back and forth with our venue about what we're gonna eat and stuff like that, and we're making progress and stuff. It's very draining. It just never ends. It just keeps going and going. Steam City gonna be map number 1 here. Kill Switch got vetoed again. Kill Switch, bro. Why did no one like Kill Switch? It's not fair. It's Hero server preference. Go on, Hero. You know what the right choice is to pick for map 2. Come on, Hero. Believe in anybody. With all the organizing you do, you'd think you'd be organizing a web in a jiffy. Oh, Hero picked the right map. He picked torches for map 2. Let's go. Yeah, it's honestly, it's not really the organizing aspect as much as it's the... What I don't like about organizing is when things are not in your hands. So, like, for example, a lot of this is like, you ask someone something. Or, can you do this? Or can you do that? Like, I can put all the things in motion, but I hate having to wait for people to come back to me. Like, most of the time when I do StarCraft tournaments, what I have to do is wait for freaking players to reply to me, right? And it's like, if the players don't, it's in their best interest to reply, because otherwise they don't get to play in the tournament. So, you know, that part's fine. It's just, you know, waiting for people to come back and say stuff and figure things out. It's a thing. So guys, in about 20 minutes, if this game goes longer than 20 minutes, then I'll have to mute up and just let you guys follow the indie cam a little bit. I'm sorry, just I suggested this like 2 hours ago. We were looking to be so on schedule. Honestly, I guess even if we're on schedule, 3:15 was maybe a little bit of an early time to say, but I honestly thought it was going to be fine. It looked like we were going to be okay. In the bottom right-hand side, Hero is going to be our blue Protoss player. Because he lost a bunny, this puts us into a very interesting position. As in the top left, Lambo, our red Zerg, now plays just straight up for the winner of this series to be second place in the group and into the playoffs. So we set up game number 1 of this best of 3. Sorry, excuse me. Game number 1 of this best of 3. It's going to be seeing where we go. PvZ action. Again, after this series, we'll know our full playoff lineup. I may not be able to pull the playoff bracket up on stream, guys, but we'll try and see what we can do. It should be up on Wikipedia pretty much ASAP, so yeah, I'll let you guys figure that out. Team City coming up and get this underway. We get all started for a couple of moments. Obviously, just the probe is kind of following around early. Nothing too crazy about that. That's pretty standard at this point. And Lambo takes the hatchery out on the third base location. Team City, one of the bigger maps, has a lot of rocks out in the center that make this intriguing as well. Hero favorite here? Yeah, I would say Hero's absolutely favorite here. Well, Ling's going to get into this main, so Lambo at least is going to cause some chaos right from the very get-go with a couple Lings, but just a few probes pull and we deal with that. Not too much of an issue. The Adept on the other side took a few hits, but is not really in any serious trouble either. Yeah, that Link speed will finish up in a few moments. The Oracle still coming through, the Warp Gate coming about. Pylon on the way in. Get a couple more Lings in the Spore Crawler, building up as we go. And we settle down into this one. Ling's going to show up already. Running straight in there. The Oracle activating for a couple of drones. 3 drones going down. The Ling's still fighting. Apparently, Adept taking some damage. And the Eva Chamber coming up, the Spore Crawler coming in. I see the Oracle's activating, drone going down. I'm just gonna get there. A few drones going down, 6-7 workers going down very quickly. This is bad for Lambo. It's a lot of economy damage super early in the game. This is the kind of damage you take and you stumble and fall a little bit once the Blink Stalkers come a bit further down the line. Oracle's just going to activate. Hatcher on the left side will be taking some serious damage from all three of those Oracles. Gonna get rid of that. Ling's gonna wrap around on the other side, but 12 drones dead. Hatcher on the fourth cancel. The Lings at least will get rid of some of these Stalkers, which means that when the Stalker count attacks, it's gonna be a little lower. And we'll just see those Oracles going to come back through again. Oh my god, it's just a drone massacre all game long. There's 6 more workers going down. The damage done just continues to increase and increase and increase. The Oracle activates again. We get a few more drones once more. +1 and Blink continue to come through. Add some extra gateways on also. And we will get our melee upgrade. Lings, Bane Speed, Baneling Nest, sorry. Continuing to come on by. +1 and Blink continues into play. Again, the extra gates coming through. Add a cannon on into there as well. And this Oracle still just patrolling out in the center. Another Oracle up to the top. The Zerglings are going to come squeezing through. We cancel the Overseer back into an Overlord again. The Oracle will just activate going after the couple of Creep Tumors for a moment. So we're going to get a... Oh, no, I thought we were going to get a third Creep Tumor. +1 Blink's about to be done. I mean, with the damage done here early... It's so difficult to imagine Lambo being okay as soon as these Stalkers start attacking. I feel like this is going to be extremely difficult. As the Oracles continue to move back across on the top side and figuring out what we can maybe try and do. The Stalkers are coming. Like I said, it's going to be a very difficult defense for Lambo. You can do what you want with these Lings. I just don't see the Stalkers having too difficult of a time. Like, Lings are okay, but there's Oracles that can activate and protect these Stalkers too. The Blink back's already looking good. There is a fight happening over here, but that's going to be won by the Stalkers as well. You just don't take 26 drones of damage in a 7-minute game and come out looking good on the other side of it, unfortunately. Stalker's going to shoot, the Overlord will go down. A couple of Lings are going to get knocked away at. Stalker's just going to blink back once again. The Stay Sword coming down again. A few more Lings still being picked away at. Stalker's coming up through the center of the map as Zerglings taking even more damage. Stay Sword activating. A couple of Queens trying to move through. I mean, again, this is just it just doesn't look like... I mean, there's Hydra's on the way. The Hydra's on the way does not exactly fill me with hope and confidence as... These Stalkers will win this fight, then they can start pushing through. If there's no Lings left over, then these Hydras are just going to be vulnerable anyway. It may not be an insta loss, but it's definitely going to be a grinding loss as Hero will just keep on working his way through the army. Lambo knows it. He sees this isn't going anywhere in his favor. GG. And Hero gets game number 1. The harassment early was just way too much. It's nothing to really read into on that one. We will be going into Torches for map number 2. One of our least played maps, so hopefully we get to see some action on it. This will be Lambo's server preference, so that should help him out a little bit as well. Drop the lobby link in. And as the casters join us, we will go. Alright guys, so just a reminder, if this game goes to 10 minutes, so I'm going to have to mute up and answer a phone call. If you could answer in the chat and let people know when people ask, just, yeah, that would be great. As players are ready, let's not waste time. Let's go and see what happens. If the game ends and I'm still on the phone call, guys, I'm just going to go to end screen. The playoffs will be up in within the hour, basically. The playoff bracket will be up within the hour. And, yeah, that will be that. That's what's going on. So yeah, the stream might just go off without me saying bye. It's just because I'll probably still be on the phone, so... Just depends on the timing of the game. Obviously, I don't know how long the phone call's going to be either, so... Raijin Shadow, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Fresh and new, welcome to the stream, appreciate it. And also Balveda SC on the 5-month resub on the Prime. What are you praying for another 9-minute game? It doesn't bother me either way. Like, if someone, you know... If it's a 25-minute game, and you guys still get to watch it, it's not like you guys don't get to see the game, you just don't listen to me giving thoughts on it. Not the end of the world. Not the end of the world. Our attempt to get in quickly is failing anyways because someone's crashed, so now the game is frozen for everybody. So yeah, typical. Yep, okay, but the game is done. Whoever crashed is in my shit list now. We were on track for it to be okay. Now it's definitely not going to be okay. Unless we have a 5-minute game, which would just be terrible anyway. All good. All good, guys. We're just stuck waiting. Oh, you're running on a toaster? Yeah, I think someone... You know what it is? Some people have still not learned that tapping out as the load screen starts is really bad, and so some people still just tab when the load screen starts, which like crashes your StarCraft a lot of the time on certain systems. And some people still tab away when the game is starting. It's not the first time it's happened. I'm not saying that that's necessarily what's happened here, but I'd bet $5 that it would be, you know? Like, I feel as though it'd be like 50-50 that it is or it isn't, you know? Like, that's how confident I am that it could be. I feel like I know who it's going to be. Wasn't quite who I thought it was, to be fair. I didn't expect TKL to drop out. Alright, we're away. Players are set in the top right-hand side. TKL, you're not on my shit list. I don't feel like that was your fault. I feel like that's actually just a bug. Top right side, our red Protoss players. Hero, bottom right, Appaloosa gets Lambo. Get this underway. Alright, I'm going to put the indie camera on. I'm just going to leave you guys on the indie camera all game, because like I say, if I have to AFK, I will be heading off. Alright, so, torches. Such a cool map as well, this map, which is definitely not being seen all that much. There's a couple of the simulators going to get ready to go. We'll see what Hero does. We'll see if Hero finds similar amounts of harassment this time around, or kind of how that might head. The indie camera is fascinating. There we go. He's alive. Probe is across the map. To be fair, not much going on. Just hatch casting pool coming through from Lambo. Does get the hatch on the natural location, which is always going to be a nice benefit. Always love to see that in these early stages as well. So Nexus, Cybercore, continuing to come through. I'm just going to be seeing the hatch in the pool again, continue to come about as well. Gold minerals right there, Cybercore finishing. Obviously this map, if you mine those gold minerals out, gives you access kind of up the map and into a very aggressive state of things. Those rocks will die at about the 7:30 to 8 minute marker as well, which is also kind of a cool factor. That opens up that right hand side a little bit further as well. So there's options there. Otherwise you start expanding forwards all kind of linearly. I was talking about kind of how the linear kind of expansion earlier is kind of interesting for Zerg. It's very difficult to, you know, if as a Zerg you never have to step off the bottom line of the base of the map, which is very interesting. It doesn't happen all the time. As this probe pulls away and the Adept is going to make its way down to the bottom instead. Adept just shades straight up here. And again, going to come over to the side. Queen going to be in position. Just going to start nibbling through. Link Speed coming about. Our Queen coming through. Void Ray and the Warp Gate coming about as well, and that Adept taking just a little bit more damage. Third hatchery down from Lambo on the 6 o'clock. A little gap in the scenery here. Not ideal. And let's just see Adept coming through. The Void Ray coming up, our Warp Gate coming through. That Adept is going to get there, and that creep teamer dies. It's a nice catch. And the Adept going to get all the way back up to the top side. The Oracle coming in. The Probes coming through. And a couple of Adepts going to shade about as well. So they're going to shade on forward. Away they go. Stepping through. Gateway's still going to be right there. As the couple of Adepts are going to split. And the Nexus will go down onto the third base here in the next few moments. And yeah, Void Ray just be heading down this right hand side as well. The Overlord going to take a few more shots. The couple Queens and the drones and the Spore Crawler coming about as well. It's going to be seen on Nexus and Gateway still building into play. Add a couple more probes. Void Ray going to activate the Prismatic Alignment, kill this Overlord a little faster. Lambo will lose that and hit a supply block. Twilight Council and Forge both still building into play here, so we continue to bring that into action. As obviously this game, no super early harassment, so we're not going to take a ton of damage early. At the very least, is this Void Ray activating to take another Overlord down over in the main base. Oracle flying through, Queen going to be there to push about a little bit as well. Roadthrower and Extractors continuing about. And we get more gateways and other structures just coming up in the main as we go about it. Queen's going to be there, push the Oracle away to the sides. Queen just going to be firing the Oracle, taking some shots already, so a few hits coming through for a couple of moments. Still having our drone still dropping, so a little bit of damage done. Obviously the Void Ray is it's been fun because nothing else, we haven't killed drones, but we did kill a bunch of Overlords, so we threw Lambo off in that regard at the very least. Let's drop a Revelation. Gonna play a little bit of cleanup. And yeah, Void Ray at the front just gonna go after the creep teamers as well. So one creep teamer at the front goes down. The Oracles peel away over to that right hand side. Gonna head into the main where we go after some drones too. 3 workers dropping. Hydro Dragon coming up. Evolution Chamber coming in. Add some drones on as well. And yeah, Robo Facility. Lincoln +1. Continue to come about. And the Assimilate's coming through as well. Nice Stasis Ward. Gonna catch all of those drones. That is going to be a great catch. I'll just say it one more time, guys. For anyone just tuning in, I'm going to have to mute up in a second and take a phone call, so if this is the last you hear of me for the stream, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the game. If there's a game through, I'll probably be back for it. If there's not, then yeah, I mean, it really depends how long this game goes for as well, so I'll be muting up and just letting you guys watch, but appreciate you tuning in and watching today. Thanks for joining us for the TLMC. It's been fun. Fun games. The playoffs will be starting tomorrow as well. Round of 8 tomorrow, and then semis and finals on Sunday. So make sure you drop by for those. The lineup's looking pretty sick. You know what those Oracles could do, guys? They could go to that healing shrine, by the way, on the far left of the map. Get healed up, get healthy again. That would be great, wouldn't it? couple of these adepts. Just gonna get shot down. We have ourselves the Robo Bay about to finish, so that's Hero teching up a little bit. Stalkers not going to be as successful as last game. Obviously, that makes sense because we didn't do as much early in the game, so the Stalkers don't have as much of a lead to be going off of in the first place. I think Roach Hydra just going to regather. We drop a little Revelation down on the Hydras and the Queen. Plus one missiles coming up. We get the Burrow coming through. The Stalkers get damage on that right side. A couple of these Ravagers begin to morph through as well as the Ling Roach Hydra steps forward. We're going to be actually getting rid of that Void Ray, so that's just caught out of position. And Lambo is pretty much just ready to send this. As we are going to be seeing the Stasis Sword getting cancelled up here. A few more Stasis Swords catching the Hydras, the Lings. Still coming across. Just going to be seeing the Immortal taking a bit more damage. Is that all going to be good enough to hold? I mean, the Colossus showing up is going to be a huge advantage. That's going to be a major positive here. And as Hero looking for the defense, makes sense that Lambo attacks into this forward kind of base. Colossus is going to stay alive a very long time. Has a ramp to kind of run back up to as well, or a ledge to run back up to. Stalkers are still looking good, and we're going to start blinking onto Ravagers as well as the Colossus gets onto Hydras as well as a full focus. This looks very, very good for Hero defensively. But then you look at the numbers, and actually Hero is not killing it supply-wise. He lost 22 probes, so he lost all of his workers here. Does lose the Nexus. Now there's a Nexus top left that's coming in instead. This few Stalkers getting across the map here are going to be in a bit of a weird spot. +2's about to finish, as Lambo is pretty committed, but he does some serious damage with this, so I feel like we're in a position where this game goes on. I mean, with all the probes that went down, it's not like Hero has the strongest of economies available right here. It doesn't. He lost a lot of Stalkers. It's not like he has a ton of Stalkers to counterattack with either. Moving about. Observer going to be moving through too. Got that charge on the way, +2 missiles, Roach, Ravager, Hydra, Ling, all coming about on that far left-hand side as we do have our Stalkers moving back up around the top. The army still gathering together. And Lambo's supply is very good. I mean, he's just remassing on more units to kind of go again. I thought Hero was getting... I thought as long as Hero defended the first wave, it was going to be good. But like looking back on it, losing the base, losing so many probes, losing so many Stalkers, a bit too much loss. Can 2 Colossus save the day now alongside a bunch of force fields? That's going to be our question. As our Roach Ravager Hydra tries to bust up this ramp, Colossus just about backs away. Obviously, Colossus and a choke point are a good thing, but there's a lot of Zerg. This is the 4th phase now from Hero because he's got that upper left operational. So let's see. I mean, this Nexus is going to die. There's no way you save this. It's just hard to imagine, even with Hero level micro, that he's going to be able to make this happen with just basically a Colossus. Is what we're working with right now. Is what we're hoping to make this happen with. Yeah, this is... looking pretty dismal for Hero. This is going to go to a Game 3, huh? Oh, that's very exciting. Winner advances to the playoffs, by the way, so... yeah, very important Game 3 coming up, as Hero is dead here on Torches. Get rid of the Robo facility. So you can see those 3 Roaches backing away. Ravager's morph. We come around that left-hand side, pushing in towards the 3rd base. Just going to be seeing this Lambo attack. Obviously, we'll just continue through here, trying to get a defense going, right? Just going to see the Roaches knock down the Zealot or so. The Hydras are here. The 1 Colossus, super low HP, kept alive. There's no prisoner protected, right? So we're going to try and use the battery. But the Immortal goes down. The Colossus is backed into a corner. This should be Hero's final stand on Torches, and it is. And And that is going to mean that we go to a third game between Hero and Lambo. And like I said, the straight up, guys, the winner just advances because they're both 1-1 in match score. This does not go down to a map score tiebreaker. The winner just has more series won. So it's super simple. No complications here on this one. No phone call yet, by the way. Maybe they're watching the stream. Maybe they thought it was going to be over and they're waiting, and now it's a game 3. Awkward. Our third map is going to be the grid, right? Yes, the grid. Perfect. Fun map to end it on. As we get this set up. Start on Steam City as well. Perfect. It's really Kill Switch that's just lagging behind in terms of maps played now. Oh god. Sorry guys, I forgot to mute. I thought I pressed the mute button already. Let's have a bit of a cough here and there. It's been like 2.5 weeks now. Yeah, just like go away, let me talk normally again. Be very nice. If it could. Alright. I'm expecting a call at any second, by the way, so... Any moment! I'm gonna mute up and leave you guys. I think I made it through to see game 2 though. Lambo can win. Be kind of crazy if Lambo upsets Hero here, gets through to the playoffs. That'd actually be a little bonkers. Alright. Let's go into game number 3. Deciding map. Heroes in the top left of the grid. Lambo is in the upper right of the grid, so away we go. Game 3. So, we set up and get going. There's a panel on the low ground here for Hero to begin a wall off. He'll pop down the gateway. And the probe is going to force the drone to go take a third hatch location, and Lambo's going to go downwards with that to that next layer of low ground. I'd be really sick if Lambo won this. Our playoffs are looking pretty stacked. Clem, Rogue, Max Packs, Cure, Mana, Zaun. Clem, Rogue, Max Packs, Zaun, Cure, Mana. Oh yeah, and Bunny, obviously. Yeah, that was the 6 from, not from today, and then Bunny obviously from today so far, plus the winner of this series. It'll be fun to see. Next on the cyber call coming through, so we can get that settled in right now, get that underway. Oh my god. This observer is drunk. Jeez. I got dizzy. Sorry, guys. I think some people get really bothered when you go on their camera, and they do anything to make you get off of it because they want to follow your camera. It's the craziest thing, I swear. Well, no surprise to see a Stargate on the way here from Hero. Music is too loud, and it'll be too quiet when the next track starts, I promise. It's one of my only complaints about the music in StarCraft is that the tracks do seem to have like a different set of audios. Some tracks are a bit too loud, some tracks are a bit too quiet. As our Adept just comes shading through into the main base, going to be showing up around the top side of the map as well. And I've got to meet up, guys, so enjoy the games. I'll catch you guys on the other side. Alrighty, guys. Sorry I missed the ending. Hero takes it down and gets second place in the group. Let's have a look at the bracket. I think I can show you guys in a moment or two. Give me a second. We can do that. Okay, I think I got the bracket here. Now let me log into Wikipedia to edit it. I was clicking on the wrong button to log into Wikipedia the first time, I swear. Okay, guys, give me 1 second, I'll show you guys what the bracket looks like. This. Alright. Hang on, I've messed it up. 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna get there. I just messed up the ordering of it. 1 sec. And go back. Randomize these two. We can look at the playoff bracket quickly before we wrap up. Randomize those, and we are good. Alright, we have a pretty stacked side of the bracket because of Hero getting second place in this group. The way it's worked out, the randomization. Let's have a peek. So, we have ourselves this bracket. Bunny versus Rogue, Kua versus Zaun, Maxpax versus Hero, and Clem versus Mana. Those are going to be our 4 best of 5s tomorrow. I actually think we're going to do best of 7 semis and finals. I got that to be changed. Yeah, let's we're going to do best of 7 semis and finals on Sunday, but tomorrow we might not do Bunny Rogue first because I actually think Bunny asked to pre-play. So if he needs to pre-play, we'll get that sorted. If he can play, we'll just let him play first. Let me just send him a message now. Just so I can do the schedule. But yeah, we'll probably Bunny Rogue will either be first or last, and we'll probably just do this order because it actually works well with the Koreans. All the Koreans on one side, and then ending with Europeans usually makes a lot of sense. That's going to be where we're at. So that's going to be where we will be. Perfect. Alright guys, I thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the lack of casting on that game 3. Just like I say, something came up. So you guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all. We'll be back tomorrow for the playoffs. And, cool. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much. I already ran ads, so I'm just going to find someone to host straight away, and I'll send you guys over there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.